as you guys come in, hit the like button. We're gonna have an entertaining show today, to say the least. You never know who's gonna hop in or stop by. Actually, Crap is gonna hop in here too. We're gonna live stream, so he's gonna swing in and hop in. Hold on, let me close that out. Hold on 1 second. Let me hold on 1 second. Alright. Feature. Crap gamer. Alright, hold on 1 second. Like I said, you guys come in, hit the like button. We have a little fun here today. As always, right now I'm here with my brother Jay Kratos. What's going on with you, good brother?
Yo, what's going on?
Everything copacetic, man?
Everything copacetic, brother.
Yeah. Like I said, Phil just had an interview talking about, I guess, explaining the 4 times the power of the Xbox Scarlett. We're going to get into that. It's a few, like I said, a few things that came out since the last time. I think we got together Saturday, Pose. Maybe, was it Saturday, I think, maybe?
Yep, Saturday.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But my man, the finest be keeping me up to date with all the news. I mean, also, too, we can talk about Gears of War 5. It's only going to have 4 or 5 cutscenes.
Yep.
You know, maybe we can talk about that. I seen somebody show me some shit with them on a boat. The shit was looking kind of like Fortnite-ish a little bit. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. Like, word up. I ain't even gonna dive in. Like, that shit, really, they didn't tone that shit all the way down. We're gonna talk about that, too. Like I said, as you guys come in, you be so kind. Again, it's to hit the like button. Kratos, if you're looking at the chat, I don't know if you're looking, you can, you know, as they type.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna shout everybody out.
Let me see. I'm holding shit. I'm here myself. Kratos, if you're looking at the chat. Okay, all right. I sound all right. Like I said, as you guys come in, hit the like button. Shout out to my man Heave too. Like I said, as you guys come in, type something in the chat. My brother Kratos will shout you out, as we always do. What's the say? You know what I mean? I got about so far 100 people in here, and they got like 10 likes. Hit the like button for your boy, man. It helps the show more than you know. You know what I mean? Like I said, Crap said he's gonna hop in here for a minute. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the link right here. Alright. Let me go to here. Alright. But anyway, like I said, I'm sorry. Hey, Kratos, you see the chat?
Yeah. All right. So we got we got the nail bat. What's going on with him? Wraith World. What's going on? Yeah. He said, "What up, Z?"
What's going on?
We got Pitch Black. Saw him a little bit earlier. SS9 Vegeta. What's going on? Forgetter 20. What's going on? 2D High 4. What's going on? Chain Drive. What's up? Dacoon 1985. What's up? Tommy Jordan. Eon 88 was good. We got Iden Rizzy. What's going on? I like that name, man. I like that name. Sam Ash was good. Philip Sin 22. Septic Meatball. What's going on? We got Heat Stevens. What's going on? He's a mod. We got Dave D. Devil Luke. Panda Mark. Let's go. That's what he said. Mark Warren. He said, "Can you ask Next Gen if Antonio Holmes is the real K Mega?"
Oh man, y'all go with this. Put that right there.
What's up, people?
Hey, what's going on?
Boy Noah.
Hey, no, what's going on, good brother? Yeah, it has been toned down.
Hey, we got Spider Silver in the house.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got Danny Vertisoto. We got Berserker, CD Mac. What's going on, bro? C Dub, Dark Link. We got Trader Great in the house.
Yeah.
Modus Operandi. I see you. I know you didn't think I could pronounce that, right?
Yeah,
all right. The Queen is in the house. Ice Queen Gaming. What's going on, mama?
What's going on?
With us, Uncle Teddy's in the house. Uncle Teddy was going on.
Hey, yo, let me say this, Paul. Yo, listen, I got the livest chat in the world, man. Hey, yo, bro, listen, I think I get a kick out of that shit to just take some of them sayings and flip them, and like, you know what I mean? Just shout out to Uncle Teddy. Everybody got that slow ass uncle, drunk ass uncle in the family that they get drunk and touch a man, woman, them child in the family. Shout out to Uncle Teddy, freak ass. Who else we got there?
Yeah, we got Viewmaster 617. We got Nico, Two Faces in the house. The Finest. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I was just talking about you, man.
Always up to date on the news and stuff.
I also want to say this too. Hey, even though I don't say a lot in the chat, but I see everything that you say. And again, the Finest, this shit mean the world to me, bro. You keep me up to date with all this shit, man. For real.
For sure, man. Yeah. He's always there. Gold Line, what's going on? We got Cake Batter.
Yeah.
EK Sight. Yo, what up?
Yeah.
Trey the Great, we got him. CJ Green, what's going on? Eric with the $2 holla.
Yeah.
Talking about what's good, fuck niggas. Come on in here, man. Sit back, grab your Coke, your beer, whatever. You know it's gonna be a lit show. Got my man Jay Barry's in the house.
Hey Barry, what's up, Barry? You know what I mean? I just shout out to my brother Barry.
We got Maine UPT DC. What's going on?
Yeah.
Uptown in the house. Mr. Righteous Fish.
Shout out to him.
Young boy Gip. Xbot 448. Yo, what up? He says, yo, what up, Z?
What's going on, good brother? How you been,
Fat Boy London, what's going on?
Hey, Xbot, look, we got the inbox, man. I don't even think we following each other on Twitter. But inbox, man, I got to get a one-on-one with your Xbot ass, man. I got to check your temperature. See if you dying. See if you dying. See if you still dying for that diabetic gaming. Hit me up.
Yeah. Hey, you know Xbot, he gonna be the last. Him and Tim Dog gonna be the last people on the ship, man, when they go down. Playing the saxophone and the harmonica. Hey, what up, Dark Lord? What's going on, bro?
Dark Lord Fusion. That's my dude. Hey, Dark Lord, you know you're my favorite white boy.
Facts.
Yo, my man Dark Lord be going at it on Facebook. They're gonna call him a race trader and everything. Shout out to Dark Lord Fusion.
Hey, we got Veja in the house.
Yeah,
what's going on?
For real.
D.I. Almighty Spartan God. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
He's always in there kicking up dust.
Speaking of race,
oh man,
you seen that post?
Oh yeah,
hey, that was
on Twitter.
Hey, you be having man, I be crying with them posts where y'all keep going back and forth, Daddy.
Hey, that just started off serious, but it's hilarious.
Hey, you got both.
It's funny how social media can change that into some comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love it though. I love it, man. Yeah. You can laugh about stuff. It's good.
I like when he posted one about you posted the one about the Golden Girls.
Yeah, that shit crazy, bro.
Hey, Noah, did you see that video I did with White JJ?
White JJ? Yeah.
Hey, I remember the episode, bro, back in the day in the 80s. That episode, JJ was drinking. He got turned down for a job, and he had a dream. He was white.
I love that time, dog. I ain't never seen that episode, so now I gotta go find it, bro.
Yeah, go on YouTube and type in White JJ.
Yeah, I got them joints on DVD, man. Say damn.
Hold on.
Kill James.
What's the DVD, Z?
Oh shit, damn. I got the
That's a VHS tape. Yeah, hey, what up, Alex? We got Alex in the house.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? For real. Hold on, like I said, I'm just tweeting. I'm just tweeting out the links and shit. We're gonna start the show in a minute. But like I said,
Jay Huggy Bear, what's going on, man?
Let me go to
Chrono Clicker, what's going on?
We're going to Facebook right quick. Of course,
y'all hit that like button.
Yeah, but everybody been tripping about that Little Mermaid thing. I don't see what the issue is, bro. Like
I don't mind me not either,
hey,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you, real talk, it ain't nothing but some Russian trolls. And you can always tell them, because if you call them out, they'll stop typing.
You know what's crazy? Oh, you think it's some propaganda? But
bro, I
ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say this right. I know this ain't the type of show for expand your mind, and I fuck with everybody that fuck with me, man. But I ain't gonna lie. The racial tension in America right now is at an all-time high. Like I don't know what the hell was going on. Like we done took a step back to the '70s or something. Like shit weird. Like shit is definitely a little spooky out there, man. I'm even looking at some of the jokers that I've been fucking with forever, right? Like my man White Boy Thor, like, you know what I mean? I know they would say, like, you don't ever bring up politics and religion.
Or console war.
It is, but I enjoy that shit. Like I said,
console platform preference is right there between religion and politics, bro.
Hey, look, let me tell you something, right? I done hook crap up with my Jew lawyer, right? He gonna sue motherfucking Phil Spencer personally for fucking up his money with his console war shit, bro. You know what I mean? I try to tell you, listen, when I try to tell crap and when he talking about, when Phil, somebody wasn't a fan of the console war and all that shit right there, like, who sent you, nigga? Like this nigga here is crazy, bro. Like even look, sorry, we can start the show with this fucking shit. About to go left, hit the like button, right? When Phil came out and said that, right? Don't get me wrong, right? BGST in the height of his day, I'm gonna say this again, like, you know what I mean? And shout out to those guys there, right? I have a love-hate relationship with them, right? But anyway, make a long story short, at the height of his popularity, like, we really didn't know what we had, you know what I mean? But that's neither here or there. That was, like, real loud, like, the different world, like, you know what I mean? Or what's that shit they used to come on MTV? Like, it was, you know, hip, like, it was, you know, we didn't have any room. You had the Tick, they came along with the Tick podcast, but they was more like cookie cutter. You know, you wouldn't know what the fuck, especially out my mouth won't be just. To make a long story short, I was looking at Phil sideways even back then when he told me he wasn't a fan of the council. What I'm like, they were all. I mean, him saying that. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, it's all fun. I always look at this fun and entertainment. It's just not him being, how you say, realistically, because there has always been a council war. There will always, like, you know, we talking about that's just the nature of man. You understand what I'm saying? When to validate their purchase. If you look, I don't care what group. Whether it's BMW versus Mercedes or Ferrari versus Lamborghini, you look at
Android versus iPhone.
Yeah, you look at some of these, like, Black. I forgot. Was looking at some guys going back and forth beefing on YouTube about who got the best power drills. Was it Home Depot versus Lowe's? Yeah, like I mean, and like I said, that's just the nature of man.
That's facts, bro.
You know, like I'm just being honest, like, you know what I mean. So like him saying that again, that's just. Not being like, motherfuckers, take this shit. You got motherfuckers that got PlayStation logos tatted on the body, Xbox logos tatted on their body, but they don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean?
Jay-Z versus Nas.
Yeah, like that.
Kobe versus LeBron. It's
hey, bro,
what people do, bro.
Hey, but like I said, when Phil, what's going on? That's Manhattan, right? Yeah. I was looking at Phil a little spooky back then. How you said I had my eye on him. Who that nigga on that neck? I had my eye on him back then. And he was saying that spooky shit, but anyway, like I said, Phil just did an interview. Before we get into the interview, again, I don't know if you guys seen the Gears of War pic. Somebody tagged me in it on Twitter, I believe. It looked like they was on a boat, like kind of Sea of Thieves. Like they got that bitch looking like Fortnite. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Hold on, what? And post that in there.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But somebody, I think it was some man named 8K or something. It was like, damn, like Gears of War 5 looking like some diabetic gamer. Like they didn't tone it down. Like what the hell going on? It might have been him. You know, it was like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And I seen it. Like, again, they was taking a voyage or some shit. Like I don't know what. Like, bro, that shit looked like some real live. Give us free. I'ma start Fortnite. Phil
got the gold, bro.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you now.
Say that, man.
Okay. We already know that Halo 5 did worse than Halo 4.
Yes, sir.
Forza did less than the previous one. The last Gears did less than the previous one.
Yes, sir.
This is a downward trajectory because of not only fatigue, but they're running out of new things to do and to try. And so, I don't know, man. If Gears 5 does not give us... And I'm just going to put it out there, right? I think Gears is going to be good. I don't think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be good. But what if Gears drops, right, and it gets a 77 or a 78? What if it just gets okay? Would that do more damage to the Xbox brand, or would everything stay the same?
According to them, no, it's not going to do more damage.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Gears 5 gets a 99, bro. Like, that doesn't change the fact that that's all we got is Halo, Gears, and Forza.
But if you only got 3 games and one of them bombs or didn't get what most people think it would get, what is that? I mean, damn, that only leaves you with 2.
It's not gonna make a difference. It's like nobody's really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a big Gears fan, but for some reason I don't really feel excited.
Yeah, there's no hype around it,
and that's the problem. Like, it's not. It doesn't even matter what it get. It's like you said. It's the fatigue. It's Gears at this point. It's just like it's Gears. Really, like I can't even say anything else. I'm gonna play it, but I'm not even really hyped for it like I was when Gears 2 was coming out, when Gears 3 was out. After that, it's just like it's Gears now for me. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy it because it's Gears. I'm not hyped anymore. I got used to it.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the problem, right? People see it as, it's just Gears. it's just Halo. It's just Forza. Do you know, in order to get in that particular position, how many games or iterations of those games would they have had to drill in your fucking head? Yeah. We're working on what, Forza number 8, not including Forza Horizon, right? There's 4 or 5 of those games out there. Halos, we had about 10 Halos so far with all the different iterations. Gears, I mean, we have what, 6, 7 iterations of Gears, not including the pop and all other spinoffs that's coming. That's a lot of fucking games. And in such a short amount of time. We're talking about 2 generations.
Yeah.
Man, that's people are tired. People
are tired. With nothing else in between, bro.
With nothing in between.
Yeah.
We can't count multiplats now because, I mean, think about it. Those are not exclusive. You can't count those. They cancel each other out.
Oh, they can. Hold on. All right, I'm about to be in the chat with y'all right now. Hold on 1 second. I can't even see the stream. I'm about to see the stream right now. I can see. What's this feel? Nope, that's not wrong. Me. Am I right? Nope, that's not me. Where the hell am I? So who sent you, nigga? I don't even see my own screen. Where the hell am I? Okay, nope, that's not me. Nope. Okay, here I am. Listen, as you guys come in, like I said, hit the like button. I don't know why my stream ain't showing. I mean, my chat. I gotta figure out how to get this chat back up here.
Yeah, well, I got your I got the chat and stuff.
Oh no, I was trying to add the restream chat to the stream. I gotta figure out how to get it on my stream for the other thing. Okay, but shout out to everybody that's dead. Also, too, guys, I'm putting out the free messaging app. You know, for those that rock out on that. Again, I appreciate it. Again, it won't cost you a dime. It's absolutely free. Here you go, man. Send us a message live on air.
We got Stuart Stokes with the $5. Do you think they splitting the Gears 5 campaign up and delivering a little at a time to keep the Game Pass members subscribed? Why we have seen so little? That's a good topic. That's a good question.
Hey, you know what? I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're splitting it up the way that they're doing it for them shows. It comes out what's this, August?
With the inside Xbox?
I know the beta. I know.
I thought they canceled that when they fired everybody.
No, they fired jokers from Mixer. I don't think they fired everybody from whatchamacallit, but
okay.
You know what I mean? But
they done fired the wrong people.
Yeah, they say, yo, is there another Xbox? So, hey, none of you been. Shout out to you, baby girl. It's not about. Listen, I'm gonna get into the thing, but I gotta be honest, baby girl. I gotta give you the pros and the cons. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not how you say. No, it's not all peaches and cream over here. I'm gonna get into the interview of Phil talking about the response to at Project Scarlett. You know, being 4 times more powerful. I was kind of waiting to Crap got here to give his spit on it, but also because I am, if you don't know none of your business, again, shout out to you for sponsoring this dog shit channel. That I'm a little concerned for Gears of War for what I'm seeing. I'm not, you know, what I mean, it looked a little PG kind of 13ish, like the campaign. Like I said, I'm gonna find the tweet in a minute, and I'm gonna show you guys. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? It's another Xbox sucks show. Like, no, don't do me like that, baby. It's all my shows, all my content. Xbox sucks. Maybe I sound like a scorn love. I sound like a scorn love out there. You know what I mean? Hey, baby girl, I done dropped a nice little penny on this motherfucker over here, man. I got to cry to somebody. Hey, for real. And Rated D said he wanted to hop on here, so I'm gonna get Rated D is a Mormon. He done turned to the Nation of Islam, so that's why he been kind of MIA a little bit. You know what I mean? But he said he's gonna come up here today too. So you never know who's gonna swing by. Again, this is the link to the free message and that. Boom. There we go. Bam. But anyway, so like I said, I am a little concerned about that. Like I said, we've been seeing more gameplay, maybe a campaign from what you say Death Stranding. Is that even possible? Like, motherfuckers are clamoring and waiting to see the story campaign, because the multiplayer is gonna be the multiplayer. Actually, the beta for the multiplayer what is the 27th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the 27th, and you know what I mean. But motherfuckers are clamoring to see what they're gonna do new with the campaign, because again, like I said, Microsoft over talks, like you say, pumps their chest and something. And a lot of times under-delivered. It's gonna be our world best E3, or you know what I mean. We going up. You know, Sony's not gonna be there, but we're gonna go all out. And they turn around and say, well, it wasn't saying because Sony was like, bro, I'm just so like confused with all these mixed messages of what they're saying. And trust me, is I'm like, no, I'm saying it's not like the rest of you. Like, I'm at this point now, right? And I'm gonna go get into this because I get some positive talk about these next generation consoles. I'm at this point now where, how should I say this? When you have the higher ups in charge saying, they don't mind seeing, or they would love to see Halo or Gears or Forza on their viable completing platforms. Let me say this, right? Not on some fanboy shit, right? We need competition in this console market, right? You already have Nintendo doing their own thing. Hear me out. If you guys understand, it's not about someone else getting to play the game. It's not even about that. But when you got one company or two companies out there, well, even though Nintendo does their own little thing, like Sony wants to win. They heard the negative backlash. Not even saying they want to go back and change on some of the streaming shit that they're going to do, because it is business. But saying that, hey, this is the console for the hardcore gamer. We all about AAAs, like, you know what I mean? They are already setting the message and the tone for the coming up generation, if that makes any sense to you guys, you know what I mean? This goes right back to E3 2013. This is how we trade our games. Sony is dangerous, but they got that motherfucker 2-inch knife. They gonna stick yourself, man. Ah, stick yourself, Tony. You know what I mean? They dangerous, bro. And again, you still gotta feel out that motherfucker like, my country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of the I see. Like, it's not even like the same goddamn thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, from what I'm getting or what I'm gathering, there's not even going to be like buying a next generation Xbox One game or whatever. It's just going to be the same box. You know what I mean? Like, like, to me, even that's fucking consuming. You mean tricking. But before I get into it, because I'm going to talk about it first, the power. So they're releasing a $60, 60 pounds, 60 euros, whatever's going to be here in the States, streaming box. This is their Roku box device for streaming only. I guess that's going to handle a lot of part of the latency, the thing, like maybe like the button input lag, or there may be for $60 straight streaming. Do you think this will be a huge hit here in the States? Give Microsoft a footing, because again, they talking about no generation left around, but I ain't lying. For $60 goddamn dollars, that is kind of cheap, and
there's no way that it's going to be that cheap.
Oh shit! Hey, look, I take that back. Who I said was my favorite white boy earlier? Whoever you were, I take that back. What's up, Brad?
Hey, what's up? Listen, they like the funny thing was Brad Sam says this, right? He's like, $60, $75, $80 thing. We all thought that the Xbox SAT edition was going to be $150, and they priced it at $250. This thing's going to have to come with a controller. They sell controllers between $60 and $80 by themselves, and then you're going to have this box that also is going to have to be there. I'm going to say they're going to sell this thing for $150, $179, and their reasoning for that is going to be, well, you can get this and play next-gen games, or you can get a Scarlett for $500, $599 and play games natively. It's still a big price difference, and that's probably how they're going to look out for it anyway. But for me personally, it's like them admitting, hey, xCloud doesn't work perfectly, so you need some kind of device to render natively anyway, right? So supposedly this thing might render like your character so that you can move it around, but everything else is cloud-based, because that character and that movement is the thing that people have the most problems with when it comes to like these streaming type of situations. So yeah, it's kind of bullshit. Like this Gears 5 thing, like, I get a lot of hate for speaking. It's my favorite franchise. I got a Gears tattoo.
Oh, speaking of Gears, I know somebody had a Gears goddamn Gears. It was you.
It's me, yeah. Yeah, I have one. And it's my favorite franchise. Now, every single Gears game, they've done these big marketing campaigns, like great music, great trailers. They tell you about it. Remember, like, the other one where it shows Marcus's kid when he's a little baby, and then he's got his wife, and they're on the farm. Like, that's a little, like, and now people are like, well, we don't want to be spoiled. Don't spoil the game. Like in Gears 3, they did a commercial where Marcus's dad was alive, and they give that away in a commercial. That makes you want to play it to find out what the hell happened, because you thought he was dead. Like, that's not spoiling anything. To me, the fact that they're saying there's only like 4 mocap scenes, and they haven't showed any of the campaign yet. They switched the main character. It's worrying to me, right? Because there was a time when, in the middle of this development, where it was rumored that Gears and Halo, and Randall Thor might even back me on this. I don't know if he heard the same thing or if he'd say it publicly, but there was a time where Microsoft considered cutting the campaigns from Gears and Halo and was just going to release multiplayer-only games. I don't know if I heard that. I don't know if Rand told me that or if somebody else told me that, and Rand had also kind of reiterated that. But there was a particular point where Microsoft was looking at dropping campaigns from those games, and I don't know. Like, you have to worry. Look at the campaigns for the last game. Gears 4 was a good game, but it was very average in the campaign. You've got DB bots, you've got 3 characters that aren't nearly as over like boisterous and as great as you were. Like Coltrane, man, when you first meet Coltrane, whoa, he's out there, you know what I mean?
Coltrane,
and I thought,
baby.
Exactly, like Maria with Dom, and Marcus is like fuck shit up, and then you had Baird, he was funny as hell. Like these new characters, they're just kind of there, and they're just kind of boring. And then they had these parts of the campaign where you have this tower defense shit, right? Like set up your defenses, and that was just a way to kill time.
I hated that.
You got DB bots. It just was not a great campaign. It was good. It just wasn't great. And then you look at Halo 5, that had kind of a lackluster campaign. Sea of Thieves has no campaign. State of Decay 2, that's not even campaign. Like, you can play single player, but it's just all these little random time events that happen. Okay. And that's why you can't play multiplayer with your friends, because you don't have the same story, because there is no story. It's just you're in this zombie-infested town. Hey, Billy, can you help me out here? I got to get some Molotovs, and like that's basically how that works. And so there's no story.
Oh shit!
There you go.
Yeah, Crackdown 3 shitty story. Like that's how their campaigns are terrible. So
okay. Hold on 1 second, Crap. Let me pay this bill. Shout out to Reggie for the 50 sec. It said console war was over in 2016. PS4 won. Now it's about the PC elitists and the Xbox coming together, which could cloud guerrilla warfare while Nintendo. I'm sorry, I guess called guerrilla warfare while Nintendo's doing their own thing. I doubted Xbox PC elitists and they're coming together. I doubt that very seriously. PC gamers don't give a rat's ass about my Xbox or
they're just happy that they're getting the Xbox games like Gears and stuff for $1 or whatever.
I would see the PC guys team up with the PS4 guys before they team up with the Xbox console guys in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Like being honest. But again, so like I said, you see the title of the show, and again, like I said, I am myself a little concerned and alarmed about Gears of War. You know what I mean? And for the record, you guys, you just know, if you're new to my channel, this dog shit platform, Gears of War is I'm not a big Halo guy. Look at my gamer tag is Zaire. I forgot how many weeks, whatever, I got logged into Gears of War 4. You know what I mean? Like I love the multiplayer. So I'm a huge Gears fan. But let me ask you a question, Crap, and I'll go around the board before we get into the main subject right quick. You see what Sony again done with God of War, right?
Yeah.
So you had I love God of War 3. A lot of people didn't like Ascension, but you know what I mean. God of War 3 was the first one that I played in the series. Then I went back and beat the other 2, but like that was epic. Like you killed all the guys. And the God of War section again was just like a prelude. The story wasn't as good, great, but the action, but they completely scrapped it, right? Did something new. You got a protagonist with you, your son, and he's just as kick-ass as you. I can kill anybody I want. But the way, again, don't get me wrong, I like the story of Gears of War 3, right? And I didn't understand why you were so mad and Ash, and I didn't play the other ones, right? But that was dope, right? Hercules was your brother, you beat his face and then killed him, you cut the fast guy, cut his goddamn feet off. Like, it's always been brutal, right? But again, the way that Sony, the story, and I always go back to this line, at the beginning, leave my home. Like, literally, bro, like, I got the sound bar, the Pope sound bar, like, the shit sent me goosebumps. I haven't got that from a Microsoft game maybe since when did Dom lose his wife or whatever the fuck the case may be. Oh shit, like I mean that was a long time ago. Do you is that a lack of talent, or like what do you think they can start to achieve that in their games going forward?
Microsoft is probably like the easiest place to work at. You get your selfie time, you get your latte breaks.
Oh shit.
There's no crunch time there for those developers. Phil doesn't dictate anything to anybody, right? So those developers can do what they want. They can make what they want. That Wasteland 3 developer in Exile, that guy was like, we want to work on Wasteland game for the next decade. Like, really, Xbox fans can't wait for Wasteland and Bard's Tale and shit like that. Like, that's the problem. You've got to have some kind of person go in there and go, hey, how would you like, we know you like this, but how about you split off your team and make something like this? Or we have all these IPs, how would you like to work on this? Like, you got to get in there and get some kind of quality in there, because I feel like we're going to get a lot of shovelware for Game Pass. And if Gears 5 scores below an 80, well, think about this. Gears Judgment, which is widely looked at as like a terrible game, scored a 79 Metacritic. Gears 4 only scored an 84. That's 5 points better, right? That's not huge. So if somehow Gears 5 scores below an 80, I mean, you might look at rebooting that franchise. Maybe do Pendulum Wars or something to get like this was like the original Dude Bro shooter. You know, it was a fun and like these guys were
third person joint. Yeah, that put third person.
You know, it was so unique and amazing. And the problem that I have with Gears right now is they say they opened it up. It's a bigger game, and they've changed so much about it. It's got this new skiff. You can like go around in it. Like, how is showing people moving around in the skiff on a couple levels gonna spoil anything? I feel like if you've changed it as much as you say, why don't you show something? Their literal date to show campaign stuff is the release date for the Ultimate Edition, which is the 6th.
The day you pick it up, the day you buy the game is when you'll be able to find it.
It's not overreacting to think that they did a shit job with the campaign, and I feel like the new thing to do is kind of just like get pissed at people or try to shame them if they have questions about anything Xbox related. And that's not a knock on anybody in particular, but it's like that's how you get like if I bring this up on Twitter, people are like, shut up, crap, you don't know what you're talking about. All the Gears have been great. And I'm like, well, 1 through 3 was really great. Yeah. 4 was good. The multiplayer was fantastic, but the campaign wasn't great. And now they supposedly changed all this stuff, but they're not going to show us any of these changes. Like, that's a big problem for me, and I hope that they get out there.
Hold on 1 second. Shout out to Game Mount. He said, Z, use the YouTube Premiere. I catch your shows live that way. Hey, bro. A lot of times I do shows is like I just go live. Like, you know what I mean. So I will figure when I have planned shows or something. I don't know, Craps that we'll do a Monday show or something. He was saying, but I will figure a way to how to do because I don't do my shows through YouTube. I do them on Streamlabs. I'm quite sure that I can do it. But yeah, I'm sorry. But somebody was saying something.
Yeah. So here's what it is, right? The first generation of Xbox. It was Halo. Halo was that big game, right?
Yes.
Then the next generation, last generation, was Gears, was that big game.
Yeah.
This generation, there is no big game for Xbox this generation. There is no new IP that came and just became the face. And I don't want to say Forza because that shit is long in the tooth. There's been, they came out with Forza, last generation, the first generation when it was Project Gotham or something like that. Whatever's the case, this generation, and I know a lot of people are going to say, "Hey, this generation is a wash." Mm-hmm. They lost. Let's move on to next generation. But what's going to change? What's going to change next generation, which is next year when the Scarlett drops, when we're still going to get Halo, we're still going to get another Gears, and we're still going to get Forza.
You know what's bugging me? I've yet to see a single marketing for Gears 5, and I'm like, I always forget that this game is coming out. Like, and that's the thing that's bothering me. It's like Gears 5 is so close, but yet people, it's like it's not even a thing. Like, I'm like, no marketing, nothing, and I'm like, wait a minute. Do they not have confidence in this game, or they just feel like they're scared to like give it a big push and they don't turn out the way they want it, and it's just like, shit, like we spent all that money advertising, it didn't sell as well we thought it was going to sell.
Look, I honestly, God of War, they showed God of War at the halftime show inside the arenas doing the basketball game. Spider-Man, they had subways, the whole subway trains were freaking Spider-Man. Like, Microsoft doesn't. I don't want to say it, but I just think they just don't give a fuck. They just don't care.
I just think they're gonna live. They're gonna try to live off the name of Gears itself, and that's a problem. Like, it's just like, well, it's Gears, people want to buy it because all the like Gears. It's like the same thing with Halo. They're not gonna advertise Halo because they're gonna look at it. It's Halo. See, and that becomes a problem with them.
Let me ask you this: how many copies of Halo 5 sold? How many copies of Gears 4 sold? Do we even know?
See, but that's the thing. They don't seem to understand that. They just think like, because it's Gears, people want to buy it.
I think Microsoft kind of went away from numbers when they started to get their teeth kicked in a little bit. You know what I mean? You got I think they said Halo did 400 million or whatever. You know what I mean? They combined the collection edition with the consoles, but I don't think maybe they did. I don't know, but it's sold maybe like 10 million. I don't know over time, or 10 million players. Then they got a funny way of saying, I know Gears 4 didn't.
User engagement.
Whatever the case. Hold me read this on the free messaging app. I don't Drizzy. He said, "Yo, Z, your PS4 game library looking weaker than the Knicks lineup. Step your game. I'm trying to, brother. Right now, I'm a man of very little means. I'm trying to, brother. I'm trying to." And again, he sent that disgusting insult right here. Read the free messaging app again, and it's free. And he get the type. I know you got some slick shit to say. They go to the link. And okay, but anyway, here's a question. No, crap. Now I seen you did a live stream, right? And it said Phil Spencer basically responds to the Xbox projects 4 times the power, or more or less. And he was talking, but what was he saying about he's not mandating, or like what's the deal? Like we can buy one game now. Is this going to be Xbox One games, and what's the deal?
Well, it looks like Phil's not going to mandate anything for Scarlett, just like with the X, right? So if you want to make a 1080p, if you want to make a 1080p 30 frames per second game, that's what you can make. There's you don't have to do 60, you don't have to do 120, you don't have to do 4K. And it looks like from what Matt Booty has said, and in the recently right after E3, that you might not have to buy Xbox Scarlett discs. Like supposedly you could just buy an Xbox One disc, put it in your new console, and it'll recognize it and give you that version of the game or whatever, which I think is kind of lame. I like. What's the point in getting these new?
So it's going to download. You're gonna have to download the game.
I guess. I mean, that's the way it's supposedly going to work. I mean, we kind of download our games anyway if you buy a disc, but it's disappointing because what's the point in getting these games if they're not going to take full advantage of what the console's going to do? Like that's less of a reason to buy an Xbox and more of a reason to buy a PlayStation because you know that Sony's going to take advantage of what they have. And Microsoft just doesn't seem to care. Like, if you play on a phone or a whatever, it doesn't matter to them. They don't even care if you buy a console. So,
hey, crap! But that also means that Scarlett name will be Xbox One something because if you go to the store and buy packaging, the disc is going to say Xbox One. The package is going to say Xbox One.
That's what I worry about too.
Continue their name. They need to kill that fucking Xbox One name. Period, and move on to something else because.
I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I hope they change their mind or I'm wrong about that. But when you read that interview that Booty did with Eurogamer, that's what he says. And then Phil Spencer in this recent interview that he did with that PC outlet or whatever, he does so many PC interviews now, right? Yeah. They push PC and it's just, I don't care. Like, if you like PC, great. But I'm a console gamer. E3 was dead when they start talking about that PC shit. Like nobody's cheering, nobody's saying anything. It's just like dead, and he doesn't get it. Like he thinks it's gonna help Xbox or Microsoft, and the PC crowd doesn't care about Xbox at all.
Hold on one second. I got over 300 people here watching live. Hit the like. I didn't get 100 likes. Hit the like button for me. Please. Here's a question again, right? And again, your memory. Remember when I'm one of them dogs at BGSTs and I was saying something about No Gamer Left Behind, and I was I know Xbox was in favor of that, and I was like, bro, it gets with me right now. Everyone's talking about who's gonna have the Xbox gonna have native hardware tracing, and Sony's it's not gonna make a difference because again, it's gonna be an embarrassing because I'm not saying that Sony's not gonna do cross-gen development. Hear me out, okay? But soon they're gonna cut off the line, right? And they're gonna be developing games directly from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. To take advantage of their hardware. So when you develop something for the ground to take advantage of their hardware, it's always going to be something that you can on a software level that's going to tell you what version you got. How it's going to scale up and go down. First you got the PC version. It's too much going on here. You know what I mean? Like, is that too much to ask for to have a game built from the ground up to take advantage of my console?
Well, it doesn't look like they're making games that are going to take advantage of it anyway. Like, they're not showing off Gears campaign, which would be the one that would look the best, right? They've just shown the multiplayer, which looks like more Gears multiplayer, in my opinion, which is not a bad thing, but it's definitely not, like, a stunning. Like, when you play, like, God of War or Spider-Man or something on a Pro, like, there's no way that thing should look better than Xbox One X games, but Microsoft has done a piss poor job. You get stuff like Crackdown 3. I like certain art styles sometimes too, but shit, when all you have, and I've mentioned this before because people will bring up, people love Ratchet and Clank. I thought you didn't like cartoony games, and I try to explain this to people.
Yeah, the reason why,
the reason why NAC or which I don't like NAC, but the reason why Ratchet and Clank is allowed or some of these other cartoony games on PlayStation is because they do realistic games too. The reason why AA games aren't looked at as harshly on PlayStation is because they do AAA games too. So on Microsoft's side, we get these AA games and nothing but cartoony games, and they expect people to be happy about that. And I think that more and more people are starting to speak out. Next generation is going to be a bloodbath. Sony's going to come out and sell a bunch of consoles. Microsoft is going to fall really behind. I worry about that for the fact that I think Microsoft wants to do third party, and they're kind of sabotaging themselves anyway. So they figure if nobody's buying their consoles, maybe they can, or maybe they'll keep supporting the console anyway and just decide to say, fuck it, let's put our games on PlayStation as well. And as long as we have a console, because you do find that Xbox fans, some of them will go, who cares if they put the games on PlayStation as long as I can play them on Xbox. right? Like,
all right, now shout out to.
But that's a defense mechanism. We know that.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing, right? And again, first of all, shout out to Heat Steve. He sent me on the free message in that. Hey, make sure you add your free PS Plus games to your library, and we get Detroit Become Human and Deluxe with Heavy Rain. I'm ashamed to say my PS Plus ran out. I'm a man of very little means. I was assaulted 3 months ago, and I haven't been able to support my family and my welfare. Thank you very much, Steve, for pointing that out to me. Now, with that being said, right? Check this out, right? Like I'll also question this. Now, and I said this before, right? Because without any clear direction, because again, their messaging is still all over the world. I'm quote unquote a guy that used to bleed green, and it's sad to say, like, if you tell me tomorrow that Halo is coming to the PlayStation 4, I wouldn't be bothered. 2, I wouldn't be surprised, right? But again, what I said before, not saying I'm not going to have the next Xbox, because again, I'm a very shallow man. I would take beauty before brains. I would say my graphics for, right? So I will hope to get the next Gears and the best graphical iteration, whatever the case may be. But with the multiplats, I'm gonna buy all that shit there on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that Sony's not going to do their streaming stuff, this, that, and the other. But again, when they started already winning the next generation. Because it's awesome when they saying, "Hey, this is the console for the hardcore gamer. We're doubling down on AAA games." You know what I mean? And then you get this a lot of y'all shit from Phil. You know what I mean? With Bambi simulating, it was important for us to show games not with a lot of bullets and shit. Like, that shit is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm for real. Like, I'm not even trying to be Debbie Downer, but that shit right there is crazy to me. What's up, McNeil J. Chris? You know what I mean? Like, and again, like I said, and again, I'm not damage control or anything. I spend the most of my money on multiplats, right? And if you see right here from my PlayStation thing, and you guys have it in the back in the ground, I'm about to stream this game here, Let It Die. They want me to stream it. But anyway, I get normally the exclusives there. I double dip on some games like 2K, like I said, Mortal Kombat. But I always got the PlayStation for the exclusives, and I bought all my multiplats or whatever the case on the Xbox. But next generation, bro, you know what I mean? I listen. They're making me do this because again, I'm scared to build this big library, and Microsoft to say, you know what? They might pull a Zoom on me after a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Sony again, they're I don't. Maybe they will soon, but I again, they're speaking to me directly as a quote unquote as a hardcore gamer.
Because they mentioned that they have a console. God, imagine that, right? Like, holy shit. Yeah. Hey, we like our console fans. We want to sell AAA exclusives to you guys and less shitty indies. Like, this is. And listen, I think that there are some good indies, but Microsoft just allows. And like guys, we could get together, make some stupid fucking indie, and put it on Xbox, right? Great. It doesn't even have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can put an indie on Xbox. And it's gotten to the point where it's so ridiculous that you got to wade through like a million bad ones to get a decent one. And there's a handful of decent ones, but for the most part, they're shitty and they pimp those things. And they're just like, the reason why they have to is the same reason Sony did early in the generation. You just you don't have nothing else. And you're like, hey, we got these indies. But at least Sony now is like, hey, there's a problem. We got a lot of shitty games like this Life of Tiger or whatever it is. We got to stop this shit. Eventually you got to cut it off. And Phil's just like more and more and more. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Shout out to Tony. He said, I just got a 2080 console players. What's up, Z and McNeil J. Chris? And you get weird X fans, fuck niggas like Jamie Moran holding the line whenever Phil Microsoft makes a move. Yeah, like I said, hey, Crap, I asked you this question before, not to put you on the hot spot. Like I said, sometimes you can step outside of the character and just say hindsight 2020 retrospect. Do you feel guilty at all for starting this, or you say this echo chamber effect on some of the mind state? Like some of this shit is like.
I ask people, I'm like, were we this bad? Like, because we used to joke around, but I think we kind of took it kind of a different way. Like we DX12 or whatever, right? I see people now when we never would have said, oh, Xbox doesn't need exclusives. Who cares as long as we can play our games? In fact, I got thrown under the bus.
That was bad, Crap.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but we weren't the ones going, hey, Crackdown 3 is better than God of War. There's people legit saying that right now, like, I don't know what to say about that, like.
Let me ask you this, Crap. If you had a chance to get Donnie D back today, Would you take him?
I would take Steve Ballmer back because I think
Donnie D.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem. I think Phil is a product of Satya Nadella, right? Like he's pushing this kind of stuff, like services, and he's the one that put Windows on like Apple and all this shit. He likes services. Ballmer was like, hey, you want to use Microsoft? Buy a fucking Microsoft product. You know what I mean? Like,
but here's the thing. What I'm saying about the games that we praise, right? Here's the thing, right? Phil and we have this one up to the point where like I said we have to be honest, right? And I did a video before showing since Phil has taken over the Xbox gaming division, where I did that video like and I showed you guys seen the graphs. How exclusives has completely went down. He just more or less relied on Gears and Forza and Halo, dating back to the 360 days, right? When Phil took over having the head of the Xbox division, like gaming part, right? And again, like I said, the games that we praise this generation, whether it's Quantum Break or Rise or Sunset, whatever, all came from under Donnie D. And again, if we look, like I say, if hindsight is 2020, and whatever Nadal, whoever the case may be. And the games that Phil has given us, when this man came out and said his favorite goddamn game was Voodoo Vince, you know what I mean? And after that, you got Phantom Dust, Original Assets, Recore, this motherfucker released a $5 goddamn console inside Disney Rush, Zoo Tycoon, and goddamn Lucky Tales, and Sea of Thieves, and Crackdown, and, and State of Decay 2.
Hey, Seth, you don't get the part of YouTube that's entertainment. Right, like when I'm out here was originally doing this shit, it was like, I was very Howard Stern mentality, and Zaire will tell you that, right? It was like I used to poke fun at people, make fun of people in the chat. It was a different thing, like Zaire used to say shit that he wouldn't say anymore, and I was saying shit that you know what I'm saying? Like that's part of the fun of YouTube is just kind of having fun, and just the comments used to be fun, and now it's like people have like taken it way too far in terms of like saying stupid shit like Crackdown 3 is better. Or State of Decay 2 is a decent game. Like it's not, it's horrible.
Also, I also basically say,
listen, I'll go out on a limb, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. You two are responsible directly.
Oh my god,
for creating these asshats that basically. I'm just being fair. Creating these asshats that have taken everything that you said over the years, right? And they never had they never had any endpoint to it. Eventually, I mean, you guys are like, okay.
Now I'm gonna keep it real. Now, in the beginning,
it's not going the way that we thought it was gonna go. So, like, come on, we got to have some kind of fucking quality control over this shit. These guys have no input.
Let me say this. In the beginning, Xbox got some unfair criticism.
Oh my god. Baby, get my apple pump.
2013.
Get my goddamn apple
pump. But I say around 2017 or so, shit started looking spooky for real.
Wait, hold on, man. God damn it.
Hey, it took you to 2017 to say it was looking spooky?
Wait, hold on.
They had one fucking MPD.
Besides the resolution, everything was looking on the up and up. I mean,
all right, hold on.
Me honestly, Rise, Quantum Break, those are great games. I thought.
But listen, those were first year games. Those were 2014.
You can say that in retrospect, but we didn't. I mean, we thought we were getting more. Got games like Rise.
Hey, listen, hold on.
More Quantum Breaks.
Listen, hold on.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you 2013, 2014, and 2015.
Jesus.
By the time 2016 came, right?
Yeah.
By the time that came, the writing was on the wall.
Hey, hold on.
Once Phil started giving fucking games up any and everywhere, and
Scalebound is where it started.
And he said canceling Scalebound was good for the gamer. That's when you guys should have grabbed the fucking pitchforks.
Hey, hold on 1 second.
And kick that motherfucker's ass out.
Listen, that was some black on black crime. I wouldn't expect that from you, Jay. Hold on.
I just gotta. Somebody gotta say it.
Okay. Game on.
I'd rather for you to hear from me than somebody on the street.
That shit hurt, right? He said, "Game on." Molly said, "Bots."
I said it with love.
Bots once said that Ashton would bring the Xbox back. And shout out to my brother, Delane the King, the best podcast I guess. That's my Battlefield buddy right there. AP the Shooter Lewis, my motherfucking brother. He said, "I know I'm late. You Xbox fuck niggas better not say shit about PS4 whatever." Han, the whole entire fucking does Gears of War 5 only had 4 mocap scenes. Laughing my ass off and see him trying hard not to break your motherfucking jaw. Now listen here. Right? I've been came out and said that Sony's the true king of the North, and I bang my head every night in Pretty Cradles. Right? I've been came out and again admitted the error in my ways, right? But what happened when I did it, right? They threw my black ass on the cross. I had the Diabetic Association on. I think Crap, you put them motherfuckers on me, Crap.
Yep.
Well, listen, Crap said
they banned your account and everything.
Yeah, what the fuck I say to Crap? I said, son, it was in the morning, right? I said, yeah, check your sugar, you fat bitch, Diabetic Gaming. I came back, my Twitter account was flagged. I had a strike on YouTube. The Diabetic Association was on my ass. Pause, right? I'm still going to question your question about that, your integrity, Crap. What the hell happened with that one? But anyway, but here's the thing. Listen, Crap, you should know. You can speak some of the things we talked about behind the scenes, right? You know what I mean? A little bit. I tell all the guys. But yeah, I was, come out and, outside of the character. Don't get me wrong, I will say this, right? And give Crap credit, you know what I mean? YouTube is entertainment, right? But I've also said, outside of the character of Next Gen 720, and to be fair, I believe I didn't know shit was gonna get this bad. I started questioning, believe it or not, Microsoft in the direction when they canceled, and I know I'm a huge Fable guy, when they canceled Fable and those guys from they lost their job on Twitter, right? And again, and not to be messy, because some of these guys now won't work back at Microsoft. Not saying that I know them, but I, met them, and not met them, but, begin, talking a little about something behind the scenes on, on Twitter and stuff, right? And I thought that was kind of weird. And right after they canceled Scalebound, and then we had never had anything to replace it. I know we used to go back and forth, Phil, they don't want to show games 5 years out. That's not the issue. I always said that was cool to get the gamers excited. And delays are a part of the industry, but it's the cancellations. That's something totally different. That's a whole new different, realm of things. You know what I mean? And then again, I really started looking at Phil like he was crazy again. When he said, when he said there would be some Xbox exclusive, there will be some PC exclusives, and what the fuck happened to that? You know what I mean? Like, it's been a few things. I guess I know my integrity is always in question. But I would, how you say, I would hate to say maybe it's not the context of my character, maybe the color of my skin, but I would bring these things up every now and then, you know what I mean? Then my totally meltdown, it was Gamescom 2017. You guys seen the classic fucking video. Like, that was it. That was the last goddamn straw. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I believed in them, Kratos. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Listen, okay, so I get it, right? Mm-hmm. Microsoft said a lot of shit that didn't turn around and pan out the way. But there had to be one time where you guys had a come to Jesus moment where it's like, fuck, there's no going. There had to be a point of no return. When was that point of no return? I mean, we remember Z.
Play anywhere.
Play anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Crap, your ass went up under the bus for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the point. I was like, oh, they gave up. You know what I mean? And literally, they didn't have anything new. They were like, best E3 ever, and we were all like, wait till next E3. Wait till next E3. And like, basically, I got tired of waiting till next E3. It's been 4 or 5, and we haven't had anything. We haven't had a new AAA exclusive announced since 2015, and we haven't had a new AAA new IP release since 2016, which was Quantum Break. So 4 and 3 years respectively. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. Yeah, and the funny thing is when you talk about these games, a lot of people bring up something like Bleeding Edge and go, well, that's a new IP, and I'm like, dude, it looks like Gotham City Imposters. It's a multiplayer only game. Probably going to be filled with loot boxes and shit. Like,
but here's the thing. This is my question. Now, we'll say this right. Now, not to be messy, I know, and again, and shout out to Diller. I got Diller Dog. It's his phony ass on my channel tomorrow. Fuck you, Diller. But I want to say this. When you said that, the Platinum Games B team was working on, ain't no such thing as no goddamn B team, right? My question is, when is the goddamn quality control? You know what I mean? Where there seems to be none on the Xbox side of things. And again, I go back to the story again. It's important that I say that for some of you guys that are new to my channel. I spoke to, literally, now if you don't believe me, I know my integrity is always good. You can ask Post, you can ask Mash, you can ask King Game, because I showed them the DMs, right? And I never, like you said, to be claimed to be no industry insight. I don't give a fuck about that. I always say, you guys, I never cared who made a game. But since I've been doing YouTube, I always tell you guys, you'd be surprised who watches your videos, who watches your content. Like I said before, now these companies can see what the everyday smoke, say again, get what I'm saying. Joe Smo thinks about their product. Without the mics, with the micropatches and stuff, them are having a less and less impact on the gaming industry. Just they come out and make these bold things to get their names back in the headline. They really don't need them anymore. Just be honest. I know they do other little data things, but now they see, with the acts of social media, YouTube, and other Twitches, they can see what the average gamer thinks about their product, right? Now, again, like I said, with that being said, I said then that Microsoft doesn't need to release Crackdown. Now, listen, real talk. The developers told me, they said they wanted to make it a true next generation Crackdown, but they were blocked basically every step of the way. Ben came out, you guys remember the show, and talked about the cloud. It wasn't going to be what you guys thought. What happened, I got slammed by Windows Central and all that shit. They said I was lying, and Jez Gordon talking about he played it. It was everything, whatever the fuck. Like, that shit was crazy. But my integrity is always a question. Those who've seen the video are still up. You can go back and watch it, right? But I said that shit didn't. And it was two developers that can confirm. One guy, another said he was a tester. But I couldn't confirm him, more or less. He didn't show me, like, whatever. But he was basically saying the same thing that the other two guys were saying. And I was saying then that Microsoft, Microsoft don't need another a rated 69 goddamn. That's not what they need. You know what I mean? Where the fuck is the quality control? You see what Nintendo did with Metroid, who was working on the Namco. They said, nah, we don't like the way this look. We're going to hold it back. We're going to bring it back. When it comes to Microsoft and their side of things, like, where is the quality control? Like, listen, let me say this last thing. Shut the fuck up. You have a $1 trillion goddamn company, but they're the hobo of gaming. How is that even possible?
Well, it goes back to quality control, and that's something that Microsoft doesn't seem to have had this generation. Just look at the last 5 games that they released that isn't Halo, Gears, and Forza. They've all been 50s and 60s. It's like Microsoft can't break that 70. They can't break that 69 barrier. They can't punch above that. I don't know why, but I don't know, man. I don't know. They got to do something, because this generation, we're moving into next generation. You're trying to convince people to buy. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is do that, because it becomes a problem, again, not to talk about Microsoft money, is when they're making more money than they ever made when it comes to gaming. You know what I mean? Like, shit, without giving out. Listen, and I always go back, fuck who that I did rather sit back about to begin. When I asked Phil about the art direction of this game, I was being nice. I don't disrespect anybody on Twitter. And you had guys like Doc Cupcake, man, spread love, not negativity. Thanks, Phil, for Lucky Toes. It's awesome. Like, I'm spit back and I'm scratching my goddamn head. Like, bro, like when we used to make fun of Sony guys for Octodad and shit like that, and we out there praising shit like, this, like this. What the, like, it's like I'm in an upside down room on fucking strangest things, right? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do they even care? I don't think, like, I don't even think, let me pay this bill, I don't even think they give a fuck, because they're making so much money. You still, so you need to break Diller's jaw tomorrow. I got the receipts. He said Gears Tactic will be announced coming at E3 2019. Where is it at? Hey, listen, you get your chance, show. He made tomorrow about 4 o'clock, man. You know what I mean? You get your chance. Crap, do you think when it comes to quality control, there is an issue, or they just don't give a fuck?
They don't care. As long as it's going in Game Pass, they're good. Game Pass. It doesn't matter. They, put Adam Sandler in Game Pass. I don't know. It's I never seen anything like it. They just don't care. Shovel in more AA's. Announce exclusives for PC and mobile. It's the principle of the thing with that. Like Forza Street goes to PC and mobile, but not Xbox. Gears Tactics, it doesn't look like that's coming to Xbox. Age of Empires. Who on the Xbox really wants to play a flight simulator? I don't know. Like, these things don't make any sense. I'm flabbergasted. I watched E3 and felt like I wanted to cry. It was bad. It's just you just get kind of.
This was dog shit.
It was terrible.
Phil said he removed Fable 4 and stuck the flight simulator there.
Which is a PC exclusive, more or less. It's coming to PC first.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Aztec77, just again, he said this on the free messaging app. They take things too serious. In 2016, Sony said greatness waits, but they didn't lie, fuck nigga. And Michael said jump in. You jump head first into the grave of diabetic gaming. Robert McLeod said, here's a real damn question. What the hell is the reason now to buy an Xbox? Because I ain't seeing one. Well, and like, you know what I mean? Like, not for nothing.
It'll be the world's most powerful again.
Maybe it might be, but it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe they're okay with just holding the title as the world's most powerful.
I think I'll be honest, right? I would rather them come out and lose the power narrative. The reason why I say that, because Sony is exclusive. I'm talking about what's better, what reviews higher. You know what I mean? But what aesthetically, the graphics. You know what I mean? What we look at, it's look again, it's 4 versus 6, or even 1.8 on the standard slim PS4. Look at God of War on that compared to the Sea of Thieves, or Crackdown, and all that shit. Like, it's not even close. You know what I mean?
Well, when you think about it, Z, you got Sony's worst game the last 4 or 5 years, right? Their worst rated Metacritic game is Days Gone, which got a 72, I believe. Their worst, Sony's worst, is better than Microsoft's best once you remove Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. That is saying, crap. I know you're not going to be here long, but I want to get your opinion. I seen you to put something on Twitter, and Stu Stokes is speaking of Game Pass. Smaller developers are saying they ain't getting paid. What the hell's going on with that?
So a developer said that they don't get paid a lot for being in Game Pass, and this is going to be a problem going forward because the big developers, the big publishers, the Ubisofts, the EAs, the Activisions, they're going to want to do their own services, and Microsoft is going to be stuck with their own exclusives and small indies in there eventually, in my opinion anyway. And if they're not paying you very much, what's the point? Like some games it might help out, but some of the games is probably not helping out at all. So this particular developer said they didn't get paid much for being in Game Pass, which, for the players, I guess. I don't know.
I think that's the thing. I think maybe they may pay. Like, I know they just got Shadow Warning, which I had, but I got hit with a 5-figure discount for my son, so I never really got the chance to play it, which I'm enjoying now. It looks amazing on the X. Maybe they may pay those guys up front for the game, for those older big third-party games. And again,
I think they get paid per download or something.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
But let's face it. Those games like that were going to come to Games for Gold anyway before they made Game Pass. Now, what is Games for Gold?
It's some bangers in Game Pass. So
hold on, let me pay this bill right quick. Microsoft canceled Scalebound and Fable Legends, but some Xbox broke niggas still believe Microsoft has the guts to push out AAA games on Game Pass for $1 a month. I think they just use it to stack you in there, but then they go. I don't know what the price is, but I know they got my dumb ass. You know what I mean?
Hey guys, I got to get going, man. I got stuff I got to do. I got to drive and stuff. So good seeing you guys. Nice seeing you, Kratos and Z, man. I'll be back, man. You guys keep it real, man. See you later, chat.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
All right, but like
later.
All right, you got
it.
Take it easy. All right, but
later.
Again, like you said, you get paid for like all right, like right now, the Game Pass has a lot of shit in there. Like if you didn't have, they have Monster Hunter and a couple other goddamn games in there, you know what I mean? So for $1, it is kind of attractive for right now, you know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm saying that, and here's the thing, right? And I know we talked about this last show, and that's though I didn't talk about the power yet, but I'm going to get to the next. But even with Sony doing it, right? And the reason why they're not doing it now, but whatever the case may be, right? It just, I guess it's frowned upon because Microsoft doesn't have great games. Long as Sony doesn't drop the quality of the games, or whatever the case, and I don't think they will, or what they're putting out, the AAA wise, they do have the Predator game coming out, which is going to be an online game, things that people may pay into. But as long as they still give you the Spider-Mans, the God of Wars, the Last of Us, and whatever else they come up with, it wouldn't be an issue. And they're going to still, like I said, make money hand over goddamn fist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I give you guys one example about Madden, or being on a couple of different services, and again, it's still in the top 10 month NPDs. It's still going to sell. I think a lot of Sony guys are worried about the game not, selling as much, but you got some people that are not going to sign up for a service. You know what I mean? Period. You know what I mean? They're not, no matter what. I mean, I would get it just for a lot of the games like Judgment that came out, which I'm still trying to struggle to get, came out, and I wouldn't mind. I mean, I might not have the $60 right now, but I might got, as long as the Sony don't get crazy, if it's like $15 a month, I ain't doing no $28 a month. You can kiss my ass. Or whether they can include that again with the PS Now to play online, you know what I mean, or something, or whatever the case may be. I won't have an issue with that. But it is going to, like I said, it's crazy. I did a video about this years ago with Rory Ward, saying the rise of the services. I won't be surprised if Ubisoft does one. Konami or Sega with all those classic IPs. Like I even said that, like for Sega, they are doing the Judgment and Yakuza series. They have a lot of classic IPs that they can go back and doll up, remaster next one, like what do you call it? Street. I like games like Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. Give them a next, I don't know what it costs to give it a next generation. But also to sell it for like $15, $20. Like to me, I like games like that. Or Space Harrier, they can leave it like it, just give it a, don't do the Battletoad shit to it. You know what I mean? But doll it up a little bit. I wouldn't have an issue with that. And again, I would probably pay for something like that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So, but like I said, no, I got you here. But it's supposed to respond to the Xbox Scarlett being 4 times as powerful as the previous generation. You know what I mean? It will have GDDR6. I guess that's the new fastest RAM over GDDR5. He talked a lot about the SSD. Let me bring the article up here. Let me share my screen with you guys. You know what I mean? 4 times the CPU and 4 times the memory of the X. Of the X. 4 times the CPU power. 4 times the RAM memory bandwidth, and probably at least twice the powerful as the GPU of the X. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a nice goddamn console.
Yeah, that's about what with those rumors
we've been
talking about. That's
It's gonna be fire,
thing, right?
Go ahead.
What can with Microsoft with that power? What can they do with it? Like in their hands, what kind of creations can they make? Versus, we already know what Sony can do with limited amount of power. So you give them this type of power. I mean,
I'm gonna be post up today. I am gonna tell you this. According to Phil Spencer, the backwards compatibility team is working on current Xbox One games. So a lot of these games, what I'm assuming is a lot of these games running at 30 will probably run at 60 on the next gen console.
All right, Noah. So let me ask you this. With that being said, if they re-release or if they patch games like Rise, Son of Rome to be 60 frames a second, 4K, will that make that? Will that fix the Metacritic rating of that game, or will that make you go out and buy a $500-$600 console for it?
But let's be real though. I mean, people do play old games, man. People go back and play. You know, like there is some
when you don't have a lot of new stuff. Yes, I mean we know that's Microsoft's mantra. You know, play the backwards compatibility stuff, and that's good. But I'm just asking you, right? They're trying to sell me another $500-$600 console. Is offering me Rise, Son of Rome, or Sunset Overdrive, the same games that I already bought before. Is that enough? Right now, the X does that. It scales shit up to 4K, and it makes it run better. Is that enough? Is that going to change?
Let me answer it like this: for somebody who's out to play the latest exclusives, no, it's not enough. But for somebody who just wants power and wants like the PC performance and to play 2K, Madden, you know what I'm saying, Call of Duty, who don't want to build a PC or
those are not the guys that's going out spending $500-$600 on consoles. Those guys still be playing a lot of those guys are still playing the 360.
It's hard to say, bro. I mean, some people, some people no.
Yeah.
I get your point. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft, they need to take advantage of the power besides being able to play legacy games at 60 frames, 120. I agree with you, but
the legacy games, right? The legacy games, that's an option, right? That's optional. That's the French fries. We're talking about a main course. We need main course, and yes, like we already know, Sony already said they're going to do backwards compatibility. So
when you look at
that's not something that they're really hyping. It's just like
when you look at what the competition is doing, then it makes a bigger case to get a PlayStation over an Xbox. There would be more value in the Xbox Scarlett if the PlayStation 5 never existed, especially with someone who doesn't want to build a PC.
True,
but now you got the PlayStation 5 that's pretty much going to give you that same power with the same multiplats, but with you know what I'm saying, with top notch games like God of War, Uncharted, Death Stranding, etc., right? So that's where Microsoft needs to sell this. Like how you're building this console that pretty much compares to what PlayStation is building. Why should I buy this console over PlayStation? And according to Phil Spencer, I mean, he doesn't care which console you buy.
And that's bad.
That's the problem.
Let me read this here to you. He says wait. He said, back to the Project Scarlett. If you look at the hardware, your next console looks like a modern high-end PC. At the same time, Microsoft is using Windows 10 and the Xbox OS double track. It would not make sense to summarize the two. Here go Phil Smith. Unlike the Xbox OS, Windows 10 needs to cover countless features and applications. Nobody will connect a 10-year-old printer to this Xbox via USB and expect them to talk to each other. However, the huge part of the task of the Windows team is to make sure legacy hardware and software are supported, but we do not have to support an Xbox console the same way. Sure, games have to run, but do the Mattrick printers and plotters in the labs. We'll clean up this program code superstructured on the Xbox, even if we share some things with Windows. The ability to directly provide the CPU and the GPU with data through the SSD will enable creations of game worlds that will not only be richer but also more seamless.
Yeah, he has still not answered the question, right? He's still not answering the question. You have a piece of hardware that is akin to a high-end PC.
Let me explain what he's saying. So, with Windows, there's a lot of code for legacy code stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's why Windows is so big. You don't get like
there's a system resource.
It's like because you still got to be compatible with old DVDs, old CD. Like it's these drivers. The drive information it keeps building and building and building up. You know what I'm saying? With the Xbox, they can gut a lot of that out. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they have to remove some of that code and make sure that the compatibility is still there with the games. You know what I mean? So that's what the back compatibility team is doing. So he wasn't really like commenting on like the AAA games. He just the power of the console and the fact that we'll be able to bring
everything with us.
Xbox,
our Elite controllers, everything that we brought now. He said, hold on 1 second. AP said, why are y'all still bots and fuck niggas laughing at my PS contracts? I've been said that Sony is the king of the north, but like I said, me liking tech, and also again me having a channel, I'm not going to come out and lie. I know my integrity is going to say I'm not going to get the next Xbox because again, that motherfucker sound like a nuclear bomb. And same thing for the PlayStation. But like I said, when I'm gonna say this again, where I spend the bulk of my money, of course, is like on games like Cyberpunk and everything else. I'm going to, heavily invest more into Sony's ecosystem, and then I would just have the Xbox for the few exclusives that I'd like, you know what I mean? That's appealing to me, because I think they're going to run into the problem again when they're depending on third party to show the benefits of their hardware and not their own first party software. And hopefully that would change. But right now, from what I'm seeing from 2007, E3 17 to 18 to 19, that's what they're doing. If you look at Gamescom 2017, Digital Foundry did a better job at promoting and explaining the X than Microsoft. You know what I mean? And until again their own first party software takes advantage of the box, and it looks like nothing is also very important. It looks like there's nothing that we can't get on previous generations. You know what I mean? Then it is what it is. Like look, I'll give you an example. And I know I'm not a big Halo guy, but when I saw Halo Infinite, you know what I mean? If you didn't tell me that wasn't the X or whatever the case to me that didn't scream next generation. But when we all saw The Last of Us 2, motherfuckers was arguing they got to be a PS5 dev kit, especially janky ass D. You know what I mean? Oh, there's no way possible Sony pulled that up with the CUDA core. Like, you know what I mean? But, like this real shit here. Like, and again,
listen, man,
it's a problem with me. You know,
everything about the Xbox screams PC. Like, seriously, like, I don't know how many times I'm gonna keep telling people this. I don't care what y'all keep telling yourself. Oh, it's not. Everything about it is the same idea of PC. You have your low end, mid end, and high end. Like, that's exactly what Phil wanted. Well, what Microsoft wants to do, not Xbox, right? They canned the shit out of Donnie D because Donnie even said it plenty of times. He wanted to do things his way, and Microsoft didn't like it. But Phil is doing exactly what Microsoft wanted to do, is to model everything after a PC. The shitty Windows 10 UI on your Xbox, it literally screams PC. The direction that they're going to is screaming PC. You may not be building a PC or buying a PC, but you are buying it like a miniature PC, basically. Like, that's what they wanted to do from the beginning. I kind of saw this. I was like, they pretty much just going to do that. Like, you're going to have a whole bunch of Xboxes, like, different versions just to mimic PC. But yeah, it's just going to be called Xbox. You're just going to slap the title on it. But That's all it really is, though. That's why he keeps doing all of this, bringing all your games with you. It's never going to take advantage of like any powers. Like it's how some people would just have a high-end PC and it just runs better. It looks better graphically than somebody with a low-end PC. Basically, that's all he wants to do. So they're not going to build a game from ground up like Sony would do to showcase the power of that particular hardware. They're just not going to do that. They're just going to build it and then scale it down on everything else.
Then I'm going to tell you what. If they're not going to do that, I'm going to tell you what. This will be the last generation that they make consoles because nobody's going to buy.
And that's exactly
nobody's going to buy Scarlett. If you think a lot of people didn't buy the Xbox One this generation, if they're sitting at 36 to 40 million this generation, then now they have even less of a reason to buy a fucking $500-$600 Scarlett.
Why do you think they started pushing all their games on PC? For that reason, because they know the PC crowd is huge. At some point, people are going to start purchasing their games on PC. So that's going to mean they're going to make less hardware. This was always part of Microsoft's plan. That's why I kept saying, people don't understand. Like, this is not Phil's vision. Like, I don't care. Like, what everybody keep trying to sit here and say it's not Phil's vision. It was always been Microsoft's vision. Microsoft is all about service.
It was Nadala's the new.
Exactly.
Hey, hold up! Shout out to my man New York Music. It's my brother too, man. He said Manhattan is 100% right, and I'm glad that you're right. I won't have to brick your jaw, fuck nigga. I'm sorry. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And damn, it's going, like I said, back to being Debbie Downer again, like show after show. I'm not trying to be this way, right? But to me, like I said, it's alarming. And
I just want to say something.
Yeah, go.
That's why they didn't like Donnie, right? Because Donnie wasn't listening to them. Like, if you really go back and pay attention to everything Donnie was talking about, you could tell he even was throwing out some subliminal things to basically showcase like they wasn't getting along in the background. Donnie wanted he said he wanted Xbox to be his own brand, and that's not what Phil was saying. It's two distinctive people. Like when Donnie was talking about this, they didn't like where Donnie wanted to go with the Xbox because Donnie just wanted it to be like Xbox versus PlayStation, and he wanted Xbox to be its own thing, and Microsoft didn't like that. So you can tell they was headbutted a little bit. So they canned the shit out of him as soon as he made that mistake. Like he didn't make like people make it seem like he fucked up the whole shit. No, Microsoft, they saw an opportunity to get rid of him. As soon as he made that mistake, they wasn't going to give him a second chance. I mean, after all the 360 success, you would think, oh, you know what, you fucked up. All right, but we trust you though, like because you did so much great for the 360 era. I know you could turn it around. They didn't even do that. They canned the shit out of him because they was waiting for him to make a mistakes and to use that. And people forget that Phil was around that time when Donnie D was doing all of this, so he's no stranger. Yeah. That's why I say to y'all, Phil is just doing what Microsoft wanted him to do. They pay him the big money to go out there to tell him, listen, this is the direction we're going to. You just gonna be the guy that's just gonna tell him. We're not gonna implement it.
Yeah, he was the guy that to implement.
That's why all of this shit is happening. Like, because Phil been around since the whole Donnie D. To sit around and act like Phil doesn't know what Xbox guys was missing, nah. I don't want to hear that.
Let me pay the bills right quick. My man Aztec77, shout out to him again for supporting the free messenger app. Microsoft invested more time in designing controllers than coming up with new IPs. Good point. Brian put Game Pass won't survive once third party leaves to go to their own service. What will Phil do then? That's the last one. And again, they sent that message there on the free messaging app, and it's completely free. They're going to play an ad, which you see pop up bing in the corner, and you're going to see something advertised in the chat. Listen here, over 300 people in here watching live. Hit the like button for you, boy. Please, it helps the show more than you can know. But anyway, but yeah, you bring up some valid points. I also said this years ago, and I got again cursed out. It said, "Mind your please, colored boy." I would rather Microsoft. Remember they was talking about Microsoft spinning off the Xbox division or selling it to Nokia or Amazon or whoever. And again,
I remember that.
Well, not even so much as even them selling it or letting it stand as its own entity, because at the time, I don't know how the company is broken up now. The Xbox division fell up under the entertainment division, and they were worth about $24 billion. You had the Zune in there, you had a couple other things, Groove, whatever else Microsoft. But anyway, it was worth about $24 billion. More money than, I don't know what's cash than what Sony and Nintendo had. So I would rather them spend it off, send Microsoft their check quarterly or however the hell it goes, you know what I mean? And let them double down and gamble on themselves, you know what I mean? Than to see where it has.
You know what's crazy, Z?
Now, you know what I mean? But I said that shit, bro. Believe it or not, I said this shit back in like 2014.
You know what's crazy, Z? Exactly what you're talking about is the reason why they got rid of Donnie D. I'm telling y'all, bro. If people gotta get this whole fanboy out the way, right? Microsoft his whole issue when it came to Donnie D, it was a whole nother side to this stuff, right? We're talking about mind share and all of this stuff, like shareholders. This right here with the whole Donnie D, what you're talking about, Z, that's why they got rid of Donnie D. Because they literally wanted to sell the brand Xbox at one point. They wanted to sell it. Microsoft wanted to sell it. Like it was a whole bunch of shit that was going on, but these guys don't understand because that's what companies do, right? They always find somebody to blame when shit happens, when shit goes south. They always has to be a blame, and Donnie D was the perfect guy to blame, a perfect guy to can the shit out of him, and to sit around and act like they give a shit. They never care, and this is a direction that they're going to. I don't know why all of a sudden people want to act. I mean, then again, when you're a fanboy, you're asleep to certain shit.
Dang, so you got a week, huh?
Like. Motherfuckers didn't see this shit coming. I was like, bro, how do you go from one guy during the Xbox 360 era gave you so much shit to all of a sudden it's his fault? Like I bet you even if Donnie D had messed up, he could have turned the ship around quickly, way more quicker than Phil.
Yeah, all he had to do was pump out some good quality games. That's it.
And he's not new to that.
Everything would have been forgotten.
360. Exactly, and he's been doing that for them the whole 360 era. They've been getting first party titles. Third-party exclusives deal earlier than everybody and all of that shit. Like, he made sure they was getting shit. Like, he wanted Xbox to be his own brand. Like, that's what Donnie D wanted. Like, that's why they didn't like him because of that.
Also too, he got there was the backlash. If you want a console, online console, but offline console, we got a console for you in the 360. You know what I mean?
But Z, that wasn't hard to fix though. That's just like a patch.
But that's that again. Being honest, like that would spearheaded it. Because after that they got a PR team. You know what I mean? They got this new $1 billion investment going out, and people there. The major backlash. You had GameStop. They stopped stocking it. You know what I mean? Come out and do it. And again, it came Microsoft. I'm not saying. Here's my thing. I've always said, I'm not saying Donnie D was a saint, right? You know what I mean? But just comparing, like I've always said, and that's why I asked a lot of these Xbox guys, you got to be honest, right? If it's about games and developing, because everything I don't like about the platform, again, has come up under Phil. Whoever we want to blame it on, Terry Myerson, the dollar, the goddamn, the half a moon, the aliens, and goddamn Planet X, whatever, the Ruru, whatever, the Sumerians, whatever the case may be. I know, like I said, he's the head man in charge. Everything I don't like about the platform has come under him. I didn't have any complaints under Donnie D. I was happy with Killer Instinct, Killer Instinct, the Titanfall, like all that other shit that we got up under him. I was cool with, right? Then once he landed, Phil again. Well, I'll give Phil credit for taking the Kinect out of the box, but when it comes to games, what has he given to us to make him sing his praise? And it's been absolutely nothing. They buying studios. I don't have a problem with that, right? But what are these studios working on? Because the first thing they come up that we've seen as far Outer Worlds, that's a multi-plat. Beyond Two Souls, what's they called? Psychonauts 2, that's a multi-plat. The new those that in Minecraft, that's a multi-plat. Bleeding Edge, dog shit. And shout out to, I know somebody's in the beta, Almighty Next Gen 720 Johnson. Shout out to him. He left a comment for me. Almighty Next Gen 720 Johnson. So he didn't like the beta. Has come under him and his direction. So, and it's crazy. What's that guy named JKB or whatever the case may be? Saying that, we have to give Phil time or give him a chance. Like, he's been, like, what the hell? How much more time does he need? This man has been there.
He's been there for 8 years, bro.
Yeah, but again, it's been the public. Now he's not even the Xbox. He's the vice president of Windows game or Microsoft game, whatever the fuck that supposed to mean. Yeah.
Listen, Phil Spencer has been there since day one of the Xbox.
That's what they keep.
Since his inception.
They just hired him.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
People keep acting like Phil was just hired. Oh, Phil just been here. No, he's been there the whole duration. Yep. I don't understand. How is it that, this is what kills me, right? So you telling me he's been there for the whole Donnie D shit. Been there when they keep fucking doing Gears, Forza, and Halo. Not once, even when he took charge, his first instinct would have been, we got to get more studios. So you waited till now, and people want to say, oh, wait a minute, but there was no money. What? So all the money, all the revenues they generated through the 360, you telling me all of a sudden there's no money, there was no money, Microsoft wouldn't give them money? Like, that's that, like, sorry excuse bullshit. Like, I don't that's why.
So this is what y'all do every day?
Oh man, who let this wrestling hit?
This is what y'all do every day?
Yo, who sent you, nigga?
Don't y'all get tired of doing this every day? Like,
it must be some Nintendo news that came out.
Who sent you, nigga?
Man, y'all do this every day, and you know what? I was listening for like 30 minutes. You know,
Go.
You know, I hit my little beastly workout. You know, I seen you was live. I said, let me listen to this shit, and I sat here and listened to this shit for 30 minutes, bro. I'm sitting here listening to this shit for 30 minutes. And y'all do this shit every day.
Tell us.
I mean, this man talking like he was in the office and corporate meetings with Donnie D and Phil Spencer.
I was there.
You got Jade up talking like he knows the outline and plans that Microsoft laid out for their future. Why do y'all do this every day? I don't get it. I don't get why you do it every day. And the funny thing is,
turn your mic down. That's what the chat say. The chat say, please turn your mic down.
I'll turn the mic down. I'll turn the mic down. I'll turn the mic down.
You damaging the mic.
Here's what I don't understand. It's like y'all always wrong. So why do y'all keep doing this every day? I don't get it.
What are we wrong about?
I just don't get it.
What are we wrong about?
The way y'all try to predict company's future, y'all always are wrong on that. So I don't understand why y'all do that all the time.
What are we predicting?
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
The way you sitting up here, listen, I've been listening the whole time.
Go back
so
to
don't
your
ask me
workout,
what
my
I'm talking
nigga. Like,
about.
obviously you.
No, you need to sit down because you say some of the dumbest shit on here.
I said, what did I say that was?
If you say shit that's stupider than what the hell.
Hey, Bear, don't disrespect him like that, Bear.
So it's like,
what did I say that was?
No, I'm just saying. I'm like, look.
You do wrestling for a living, nigga. You want to talk about me?
How you gonna?
Oh Lord, really? I get paid to do it. What do you do? What do you do? I get paid to do it. What do you do?
What you talking about?
What do you do? I didn't ask you technology. I asked you exactly what you do.
Hey, yo, bro, hold up, bro.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Now it's my turn to talk. Now look, man. Look. Hey, man. Look, bro. Keep it on gaming, bro.
Hey, man, hand going.
You're not gonna be on my level when it comes to not talking about gaming. So exactly, you're not. You're beneath me. Now back to gaming because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about gaming. Now sit back in the corner, shop. Son, sit back in the corner and let me say what I need to say. All right, let me say what I need to say. Thank you. Stay in a child's place and let me say what I need to say.
What you gonna say, Baron? What you gonna say, Baron?
It's just the fact that y'all sit up here and y'all doom and gloom Microsoft over and over. Is he still talking? Why is this asinine fool still talking? You talk for 15 minutes. Anything else you got to say before I talk? Go ahead.
Yeah, nigga, the switches.
Go ahead and get it off. Get it off your chest.
A whole bunch of pedophiles on that shit.
Get it off.
You a pedophile.
Get the pubes off your chest real quick. What else you got to say? Go ahead.
Yo, what's going on, man?
You done? Oh, you done now? You finished? You sure you finished? All right, go ahead and talk about gaming.
All right, Baron. Yeah, what you got to say, man?
Okay, thank you.
You know, I just want to say one thing. You know they canceled Nintendo Power, right?
What the hell they got to do with anything?
Oh, my bad.
That's just part of the game.
Hey, yo, AP, this shit said next step. He said next step and then tagged in with the red and blue Joy-Cons. The fuck going on?
Oh, he said it canceled.
What's going on in here, man?
I'm finna look, post up. I got it, bro. I'm finna talk about Microsoft.
I was listening to a lot of stupidity, man. I'm glad somebody had to jump in.
Yeah. I'm finna talk about Microsoft real quick.
Hold your L, my nigga.
Everybody, y'all come in here.
Don't give me yourself an L.
I mean, y'all come in here, y'all doom and gloom Microsoft all the time, and y'all doom and gloom them off of stuff that basically either Sony has done or Sony is currently doing, which blows my mind.
Talk about it, man.
So what did you mention? What did I just say that Sony's are currently doing?
You talking about Xbox can't turn it around?
Also,
Sony was in the same position last generation, and they turned it around.
Where did I say that Xbox can't turn it around?
I'm talking about you and J-Dub collectively, because I was listening the whole time.
When did I say that?
I said you. Can you hear? You and J-Dub collectively, because I listened to both of y'all talk. They was talking about how Xbox cannot turn it around, even though Sony did the same exact thing.
Turn it around. I was talking
Man, do this nigga even listen? Does he listen?
Nah, nigga, don't try to put words.
Can you comprehend shit? I said when you and J-Dub both spoke, I listened to y'all both. So obviously J-Dub must have said that.
All right.
Damn, this shit is not rocket science.
Anyway,
Moving on, like I was saying.
I ain't been talking none today.
Hey, let me pay this.
I heard you. You was talking with crap. I heard what you said, bro. Stop it, J-Dub.
Stop it. Let me pay this bill right quick. He said, "Ashing out food bearing with that George Jefferson lingo and that motherfucking forehead. Don't make me break your motherfucking jaw next show."
All right, that's nice.
Yo, J-Dub get paid per line by Yoshida, so he got to keep them lines.
Post up, talk about it.
but the thing that kills me is like y'all really think there's no possibility on Earth that the Xbox Scarlett can be successful.
Everybody think like that. Talk about it, Barry.
And that's so stupid to me.
No, Barry. Let me correct the record. Wait. Before you continue, let me correct the record. We did not say that it couldn't be. We're just saying if Microsoft continuing on the same path that they're doing, it won't be
but
fixed.
They're not.
You don't
they're
know
not
what path
continuing on the
going.
same path.
Yo, Post, shut your ass up.
The path they on now, right now, J-Dub, is not the path they was on in 2015, 2016, 2017, or 2018.
Okay.
So how is it the same path?
Okay.
The only thing that's consistent in those years is that they did not pump out quality, consistent games.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this one
they
question.
They are trying to fix.
And I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you one question.
All
right. If the head of Nintendo said, "We don't care where you game, we're gonna put all of our games on other platforms," would you be okay with that?
Sony
as
said
a
the
Nintendo
same
fan,
as a Nintendo,
no, I would not. I would not be okay with that.
Okay,
Sony said the same
that's all we're saying with Microsoft.
All right, let me finish answering your question.
Go ahead.
But Microsoft's strategy changed. They're trying to be a third-party, basically publisher and developer. That's what they're trying to do. So whether y'all accept that or not, I think that's the main thing y'all not accepting. I don't think y'all.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
Hey,
Baron. Hey, listen, this is the first time me and Baron has ever fucking agreed.
Hey, Baron.
What?
Who sent you, nigga?
Hey, J-Dub.
This the first time. Wait. This the first time me and Baron has fucking almost ever agreed.
No.
We are not accepting. No. Listen, we are not accepting the fact. We are not accepting the fact that Microsoft is a third-party publisher now.
Sony is a third-party publisher too.
Stop it, Post.
They make games for mobile and everything. They create games for other platforms too.
Post. You always trying to pull.
Don't act like that. Don't happen.
You always trying to pull the winner down to the
Nintendo make games for mobile and everything, but
hey, Post up. Wait, relax. Post up. Relax. Hold up. Relax.
Post.
I'm gonna tackle all his questions head on, man. Just give me a chance to do that.
No, but I agree with you. We're not accepting the fact that Microsoft has chosen a path that doesn't evolve around their console. And I'm being honest. I, as an Xbox gamer, have not come to terms with that. I still want them to fight for the hardware, to fight for their software, which is their games. I still want them to give me a reason to buy their particular console and products.
Okay, now I'm gonna answer that for you.
Okay, answer.
First of all, y'all have to get this out this head that console is not a focus. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to use all that R&D, all that research, all that resources to make this console the most powerful console on the planet. It just doesn't make any sense. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be putting this effort into making this console the most powerful console on the planet. So that's number one.
Well,
number two, their business model. I'm gonna answer the whole question.
He don't care about where you. Go ahead.
I'm gonna answer the whole question. He is basically telling you, he's giving you an answer on the broad scope. Because at the end of the day, he wants you to play.
Wait. On the broad scope.
The broad scope is that they want Xbox to be
stroke. What's stroke? The broad stroke.
Said stroke. Scope, man. I don't know where you got stroke from. But anyway, he wants the Xbox brand pretty much almost everywhere. But he wants you to buy into the Xbox brand. That's what he wants you to spend your money on. So if it comes to where you have to buy the Xbox Scarlett to do it, or you do it on PC or wherever else, that's the broad scope. So he's trying to include everywhere where the Xbox brand is going to be. It's really not that difficult to understand. But he also understands that people who are on consoles are pretty much probably going to stay on consoles. There is not this situation that y'all are trying to create, like, oh, if everybody that's on Xbox One, they're going to jump to PC. That's not going to happen.
Thank you.
It's just not going to happen. Because if they're on a console, they already made the decision that they're not gaming on PC. That decision is already made. So everybody that's on a console that has an Xbox console can come over to the Scarlett. And they also have chances to woo in other console gamers from Nintendo or Sony to buy into the Scarlett as well. The PC is not that interchangeable factor that you're trying to make it out to be, because it's such a bigger.
Hold on.
And I want to elaborate on this because let me get in here. Let me get in here for a few seconds.
Z ass poster what Phil said today. Fuck nigga. Gotti said, "What kind of fuck shit did I miss? I hear post over here snorting them lines on Microsoft dust again. What up, guys? AP the shooter. Post of Spencer in the house with the Lucky Tales onesies, and my man Mr. Righteous Rich. Xbox Scarlett is 2 Xbox One X taped together. Fuckers y'all talking about? Baron, I never liked you personally as a man or a woman. SS9 Vegeta said, Baron, what's 2000 game of the year? Fuck nigga. All right.
2000.
I want to say this.
Remember these last bills. Heath Stevens said, Baron is hot in the chat like a stalker and a white man with candy for kids. Jesus Christ. Robert McLeod said, Baron is Mr. L because he's never right. LOL. And
I know.
That's it.
I know I am.
I do want to say this.
That's why the Switch doing so well.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything Baron just said. The cloud is not for people that want to stick to their hardware. If you want to stick to your hardware, you have Scarlett. If you want to stick to PC, you have your PC. If you want a mobile or do the cloud, then that's for a whole nother group. They're not forcing you to do anything. But I do have a question for J-Dub. How did you feel when Sony said that they want PlayStation games accessible anywhere, regardless of a PlayStation console?
I thought that was fine because I've been able to play that with my PlayStation Now, sir. PlayStation Now, sir. That's something that's been going on for over 6 years, sir. They have a platform for that, which is called PlayStation Now. You subscribe to it, and you can play your games on it.
No. I'm talking about. Hold on. Okay, I'm fit. That's the question. Okay, I'm talking about in terms of their next gen plan on that chart when they said.
So they are expanding, right? The PlayStation Now is going to be the evolution of it. They're renting servers out from Microsoft. They're renting servers off from Amazon and everywhere else. So they're going to make it bigger and better. They're going to create more.
I'm going to say, so how can you fault Microsoft for the same thing that Sony's going to be doing?
I think that's great that they're doing a PlayStation Now 2.0. They're expanding it to overshadow the Stadia.
Somebody
post up. You know I'm an expert with this shit. You know you can't get me right.
How you gonna fault Microsoft for the same thing that Sony is gonna be doing next gen?
But post up.
I'm
gonna tell you the difference, right? I'm gonna tell you the big difference.
There is a big difference.
Sony has games that people want. They have Game of the Year winners and contenders. They care about their hardware. They care about their base. Listen, they just said we care about our hardcore fans. They're our focus. We will always care about it. We always gonna get them big bangers and investments and shit like that. We're gonna give them VR and everything they ask for. We got y'all. Microsoft is like, we don't care where you play. Go pick up your Switch.
Right.
You play on Xbox Live. We
good. Think those hardcore titles won't be day and date next gen?
I don't have a rude awakening. Listen, okay, but post
up. Have a rude awakening.
Post up. With that being said, does that change the fact that Nintendo Switch is fucking moving into second place within the next week or so? Does that change the fact that Xbox is last place? Does that change the fact that none of that stuff changes the fact anything about Xbox? That doesn't change just because Sony decided.
I want to ask y'all both a question though, because I can't.
All else failed. Run to MPD. I understand. Play. Go ahead, Baron.
I just got to ask y'all both a question though, because I really want to know the answer to this. Because I hear this too much from this group. There's no reason to buy a Scarlett, but there's a reason to buy a PS5.
You goddamn right.
I really want to know why is that.
Let me tell you. Let me
finish my question though. We already know. We know what the Scarlett is launching with. We have no idea what the PS5 is launching with at all.
See, here's the thing, right? Baron says that. Listen, Baron says.
Answer the question.
Listen, Baron says he knows what the Scarlett is launching with, but we don't know what PlayStation 5 is launching with.
We don't. We have no.
Y'all in the chat, y'all hear this shit?
We don't have no concrete info or confirmation on what's the launching with.
Well, let me tell you this. Wait. Let me tell you
Sony confirmed for PS5.
Let me respond. For one, Sony and Mark Cerny were the first people to come out about the next generation console. The first, right?
Of course,
they talked about the PlayStation 5 first. They gave you access to some of the specs first, right? They already told you, right? They're already working on the next Gran Turismo. They already told you you're getting the sequel. Wait, let me finish. They already tell you're getting a sequel to Days Gone. You're getting a sequel to God of War. You're getting a sequel to The Last of Us. You're getting a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. You're getting I can keep going. You're getting a sequel to all the VR shit. You're getting a sequel You're getting a sequel to everything, every reason that you bought, every reason that you bought a PlayStation 4 this generation is exactly why you're gonna go day one and pick you up a PlayStation 5.
Okay, out of all of those, which one they said is a launch title?
I think they said Horizon Zero Dawn and Gran Turismo.
Oh no, they did. Stop lying, man.
Yes, they did. It's confirmed already.
Stop lying,
I had the article.
No, they did not. They did not say any of those were launch titles.
I've been posting it on Twitter, Barry.
Come on, bro.
I've been posting it.
I sat here and I'm trying to have like I'm trying to not to have a shout match with you like we always do. I'm trying to have a little back and forth every night. Damn well, none of those are confirmed launch titles.
We're not finished shout, but we already know Sony coming with the fire. We already know that, my brother.
None of those are confirmed launch titles, and I swear to God, Last of Us 2 better not be a launch title. That game better come out way before
Let me ask you this. Well,
they might give him the remaster.
Baron, you my brother. Come on, you my brother. Will you be playing The Last of Us 2?
I'm not sure yet. I'm still on the fence about that.
It's too violent for him.
Why, Baron? Why are you on the fence about The Last of Us?
Because I really didn't care for the
first one. Is it too mature rated?
Why are you changing my question?
I'm asking.
Which one of those games is going to be a launch title?
I'm asking, brother.
Scarlett has one launch title right now that's confirmed. What is confirmed as a launch title for PS5?
Hey, yo. You gotta realize
because it ain't none of them games you just listed.
I just gave it to you. I got the article. Me and Z already did a podcast about it. We already did a podcast earlier in the week about it.
You cannot pick an article that's using speculation on what titles are going to launch.
You want me to pick an article that's written by fucking
no, I want you to pick an article where they say Sony confirms, where an executive from Sony confirms these launch titles.
So let me go
by this slide. Already confirmed a launch title for Scarlett.
Let me go by this slide. Every sequel that that PlayStation has already confirmed that they're making, every one of those sequels will not be coming on the PlayStation 5. Is that what y'all saying? Is that what you're saying, Post?
Nobody's saying. Look, that's like me telling you, like, oh, the next Zelda game will be coming out. I know it's going to come.
Well,
I'm asking you what is going to be the launch titles. We know that's going to happen.
Listen,
stop dancing, Jay. Stop dancing. Tap dancing right now, player.
I replied. I said we got the articles. We already podcast about it. So do you?
J-Dub, okay, I'm gonna take it as this. You don't know what the launch titles are.
Gran Turismo 7 is the launch title, sir.
No, nobody said that was a launch title.
2 is the launch title, sir.
Nobody said that was a launch title.
Listen, you don't have to listen to me, but it's Google there. We podcast late.
Jay,
you're late.
Jay, you know how you're not right.
I'm not late because nobody from Sony said that's a launch title. I'm
gonna use an Xbox excuse. Post up. Check this out. I'm gonna help you out on this. I'm gonna use an Xbox excuse. Well, PlayStation 5 has backwards compat, so we got over 500 fucking launch titles, motherfucker.
Hey, yo, hold up. Let me finish this real quick.
Manhattan left. Hold on, my hat left. Z was quiet. Nobody backed you up on that. So
I'm just using the same excuse you use, Post.
Hey, hold
I'm just using that same excuse.
Shout out to Vector said Post up realized that the whole PS4 library will come to PS Now when PS5 comes out, and therefore Sony prepares PS Now bandwidth by expanding the library. And AP the shooter Scarlett launch title Post up Flat Earth in 4K 60. Fuck nigga, fuck are you talking about?
Okay, question to the chat.
Yeah.
Since Sony fans been saying this whole gene, who is going to invest in PS Now to play old games?
We don't have to anymore. You know why?
Hold on.
Because we got backwards compatible. We don't have to.
Who is going to invest in PS Now to play old games?
Xbox, disgruntled Xbox dudes. To tell you the truth, a lot of the Xbox. A lot of the Xbox dudes
PS Now has over 700,000 subscribers, right?
Listen. Exactly.
You have 100 million.
That is more.
You have 100 million fan base, but you only have 700,000 subscribers. You know why? Because the lack of day-and-date content that's on that service, and Sony know that. How you
because
have
it's streaming, Post. Because it's streaming. People don't like to stream. You tend to think that xCloud is going to bring Xbox back from the dungeon. That's not going to happen. Sony has already said they're 20 years away from streaming to be anything mainstream. They've been streaming for 6 years, so obviously they know.
No, but y'all talk like, look, PS Now is the lead.
No PlayStation guys has ever said that. Let me tell you something.
Hold on, no. Don't do that now. Don't do that now.
They've only said it was an option.
Now,
700,000 people.
No, hold on. It's the biggest streaming service. Hold on, you say PS Now is the biggest streaming service in gaming. It's the leading service.
It is.
Sony's been doing this for years. How long has PS Now been out?
For about 5 years.
And only 700,000 subscribers. That's dog shit.
But let me ask you this. How long has Xbox One been in the market right now? And they barely have 40 million subscribers. They barely have 40 million units sold.
Oh, Nick.
Okay, sit your ass down.
You know
Nintendo Switch has bypassed the Xbox One.
You're trying to deflect, but it's not going.
2 years.
You can't see this. What y'all cannot do. You can't big up PS Now when you're comparing it to Xbox, and it's all good.
Sony been doing it now,
and then doing that, and then shut up.
Name the person who's hyping up PS Now. Name them. Thank you.
I'm not regardless of PS Now. That's besides the point.
You know how many viewers was on Twitter retweeting that 50%. That turned out to be false.
Right now with PS Now is the #1 streaming gaming platform out there at 700,000. That means,
and that's trash.
Listen, Google Stadia has yet to launch. Microsoft xCloud has yet to launch. Nintendo, I'm not even bringing them in. They not even in the ring.
Okay. Since y'all say, hold on, because y'all say, y'all even with everybody say, PS Now is the shit, the infrastructure and all that. With those numbers, do you think from a service and content perspective, will they be able to compete with the Microsofts and the Googles and the Amazons and the Ubis and everybody else that's coming? Do you think they're gonna compete with that 700,000 subscriber base?
Listen, here's the thing: you're treating.
Answer the question.
I'm trying to answer your question. You got to let me answer it. They have 100 million plus install base right now, right? Google has 0. Microsoft has like 30 something million. Nintendo has 30 something million.
Well,
they're already
has an install base because you tack on. So you love their install base.
Listen. When you tack on 100 million plus on top of 700,000, then I mean it don't matter. Sony's already won.
Wait a minute.
We're talking about install base.
Hold on. Wait a second. Why are you tacking 100 million on top of it?
Let me pay
No, because they already have 100 million people that are. They have 100 fan base.
All right, hold on. Let me pay the bills right quick. Miguel J. Chris said Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Dawn will be there. And will be there. And there's articles about
they already released the article saying that those games were launch games.
Let me finish this.
Who released the article saying that was a launch game?
Let me finish this shit.
Baron, Google, goddammit.
I'm asking you a question.
All the fucking PlayStation news, and then you only listen to the Nintendo shit.
I look at all the news. I have not seen one
information. We done podcast about it already.
Hold on. Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Zero Dawn will be there. Will be there. And there's articles about it. Y'all boss want to discredit that, but Microsoft has not said anything about a Fable game, and y'all been yelling people for the last 3 years. Hold on, I got some more. Hold up. Oh, my shit.
These people sound idiotic.
Alright, hold on.
I don't know what that had to do with anything.
Me either.
Let them throw money away. Why y'all?
Yeah, hold on.
What Fable 3 got to do with anything?
Nami had one to come back. He let you take that L by yourself.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. This is what it is, right? Post Up thinks, right? He thinks because Microsoft failed in the hardware sector that having a leg up because they have a bunch of clouds all over the world. He think that they'll instantly become number one in cloud gaming once that takes off. No. That's why he's holding on to the cloud shit. That's the truth, right?
That doesn't make sense. You know why? No. Listen to me. If you say, if the whole time Microsoft failed in hardware,
you Biden poster, hop out and hop back in.
You say Microsoft failed in hardware,
we can't hear you
on the cloud to succeed. Then what does that mean? What does that mean when Sony, who succeeded in hardware, who's now dependent on the cloud too?
Who said that they're dependent on the cloud? They have 100. You're trying to put Sony that has dominated in PS Now, PS Plus, consoles, game sales. They're at 1 billion game sales.
Okay.
They're dominating in every facet. So you're trying to take them out of their domination and put them into something that ultimately is going to fail because cloud gaming is nowhere near to succeed.
No. I'm saying this: if Sony saying if y'all praise the hardware numbers and y'all right for doing so, 100 million, y'all right for doing that. If hardware was so important to them, why is they preaching now going harder than ever with PS Now next year?
Because they already said that. You heard this. You read the same article.
No.
You read the same article. Listen, can I answer? I'm gonna answer the question. Okay, like you said, they dominate in hardware. They dominate in every facet, including cloud gaming. They dominate because they have no competition. So they half-assed PlayStation Now. Imagine when they decide to take it serious, like now, expanding on servers. They're probably going to expand on games. They're probably going to do a lot of shit. So they're still going to be number one. Even when Google Stadia launch, they're still going to be a number one for a long fucking time.
Can I ask you a question?
Cloud, when that shit starts.
I got one more question.
Go ahead.
How do Sony get that 100 million plus over there with the 700,000?
Okay, I'm going to tell you because their install base, right? They already have an install base of 100 million people. Mm-hmm. They have now on their cloud streaming service, they have 700,000 subscribers.
Right.
Now, if Sony decides to say, look, if you subscribe to PlayStation Now, which there's fucking damn near 80% of the people that have a PlayStation have PlayStation Now, have PlayStation Plus, that shit been dominated. If they include that subscription with your PlayStation Plus, instantly you have over 100 and some thousand. I mean, think about it. That just makes perfect sense.
Bro, you're acting like these 100 million are just going to buy into the PS5.
Hold on, let me add.
No, you didn't, Baron. You didn't even listen to nothing I just said. Post, you want to explain to him what I just said?
Hold on. Let me add. I'm sorry. Let me pay this bill right quick. My man S. Donovan, he said PS Now is trash, but I'd rather suffer streaming hell than all those cartoony ass Xbox games these gen fucking should pile drop your ass into unconscious, into a coma.
I can't believe he actually wrote that. That was the most non-gamer fucking comment I've ever heard.
Okay, so let me ask you this one question, Baron. All right, you saw the article that I sent you earlier, and it's the head of Nintendo.
He was not going to read
that. Yes. You talking about the Miyamoto?
Yes.
I didn't read it yet, so.
Oh, motherfucker, you better read
I can't
this.
really comment on it.
Anyway, yeah, of course you didn't read it. Anyway,
I didn't read it yet. I didn't have
he
a chance to read it
said,
yet.
he
Because
said,
actually, I read articles. I just don't look at the headlines like y'all do.
I would suggest
Yeah.
reading it yourself because you know how J-Dub gonna twist.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna comment on it.
damn, post
He
don't
gonna
rate
take-
me out like that.
We see this all the time. People just take one little line out of people's fucking speech and then put it as a headline.
Oh, no.
It
Okay,
happens
so
over and over and
So
over.
I read the article, right? Let me sum it
You
up.
could clickbait the whole podcast, right?
Listen, no. Here's the thing, right? Nintendo, obviously, they're fucking less than last place when it comes to any kind of cloud gaming or voice chat or party chat or any kind of fucking online service or whatever. Baron, do you think that Nintendo next generation now? Do you think that Nintendo is going to get left behind with that? I mean, maybe this generation they were able to salvage what they had from the Wii U to the Switch, but do you think going forward, right, when people have their PlayStation 5s and their Scarletts and their own PC, do you think they're still going to be able to be competitive without having an online infrastructure, without having party chat, without having all of those features?
Okay, let me answer your question.
I'm just asking you because they already.
I'm gonna answer your question. So basically, you asking me, will Sony and Microsoft be able to compete with Nintendo when it comes?
Come on, you heard what I said.
No, because that's retarded, bro. Because you just said it yourself. Nobody wants streaming. So all this cloud gaming shit you pushing
Baron, brother,
that's not gonna matter.
Brother, we're talking about fucking voice chat. Just being able to do
Voice
the
chat.
basic,
Look,
the basic fucking features, sir.
Okay, bro.
I'm just talking about my brother. I'm just talking about the basic features. Do you think
You just
Nintendo?
said cloud gaming, bro. You just said that.
No, I said they're already. I said they're already last. They're nowhere in the vicinity even thinking about cloud gaming if they don't even have
Of
voice.
course, because cloud gaming is not the future.
I'm talking about
next
Nintendo.
point.
Will Nintendo be able to be competitive next generation?
They're already competitive. Next question.
How are they competitive, sir? I'm talking about next generation.
Because people buy their games. They have two of the biggest esports games on the fucking planet. So I don't know what you mean by that.
Will Nintendo be able to remain or be competitive once the PlayStation 5?
Why are you saying that when I just gave you factual info?
I'm asking, sir.
I literally just gave you factual info.
Or do you think that Nintendo would have to go with a 10th generation console to get party chat?
Bro, as far as Nintendo with their feature set for online, that's up to them. I've been saying that they need to do it. They need to get rid of the app. I've been saying this for months. I don't know why you keep coming back around to it.
I'm asking.
As far as this bullshit,
they be able to
shit that you trying to say competitive? Nintendo is already dominating a lot of facets. Okay, and for you to try to undermine that shit is ridiculous.
They dominate with clapping.
All right, so
because there's no voice chat.
Let's stop the bullshit. No, they don't have proper voice chat. Voice chat is there, but not proper. I don't want to do it through no fucking app. They don't have proper messaging. I don't want to do it no fucking app. That needs to change. But you sitting up here with all this competitive stuff? Stop it. Stop it. They already don't prove that point.
Into a corner. We back Kratos into a corner. He had to change the conversation.
You know what I'm saying? They on a whole nother tier by themselves when it comes to competitive. When it comes to the gaming.
Yeah, we know they chose. Well, I know they chose the kiddie route, but I'm talking about next generation.
If that's what you consider kiddie, that's fine.
No.
While the average gamer on the Nintendo platform is higher than any other platform. Go ahead.
Anytime you use clappy hands instead of a voice chat,
clappy hands.
Yes,
bro, you still talking about voice chat.
Yes.
I gave you voice chat and I gave you messaging. Now let's move on to the more important shit that actually matters to actual people who buy consoles.
Let me finish. No, listen. Let me finish. So once Nintendo gets rid of the clappy hands and get a voice chat service, and get a proper online service, right, where people can.
They have a proper online service. They're just missing features that should be there.
But sir,
question.
But sir, next gen, do you still think we have to use friend codes? Do you think we have to hand out friend codes and get permission from our parents?
90% of the people on my friend list I added without a friend code. Next question.
Okay, so let me ask you this: All right.
What
So
about
next
the
generation,
other
next generation, when PlayStation 5 and in the Xbox, in the Xbox 2 or Scarlett, whatever they're gonna call, when it moves into its ninth generation, and Nintendo moves into its 10th generation, do you think?
Okay, in your mind, yeah. Okay.
Do you think they'll still be able to remain competitive at 1080p?
Oh my God, Jada, that's serious question?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
really a serious question?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Okay, Jada. Let me ask you this question.
1080p makes you a better game.
Who broke? No, hush, boy, hush. Who broke the record for the fastest selling game within 1 month?
I think
Nintendo.
that was Spider-Man, sir.
No, it wasn't. It was Nintendo. It was Nintendo with Smash Brothers.
I think it was Spider-Man.
It wasn't. It was Nintendo with Smash Brothers Ultimate for any launch. Period.
Well, okay.
Bottom line. So, who has 3 or 4 titles that sold over 10 million so far?
Okay. So
Nintendo only one that has that.
Wait.
So who has the highest rated games this generation?
PlayStation.
Nintendo has that. So I don't understand why you keep living in this delusional bubble.
PlayStation has like 7 games that sold 10 plus million, sir. Okay, so let me ask you this: when Nintendo going into their 11th generation, right, which is when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox 2. Do you think 1440p will ever become a standard then?
J-Dub, listen to me.
Niggas phones got better resolution.
You cannot sit up here and try to overplay resolution and frame rate.
Okay, Baron. Do you think
there is nothing wrong with 1080p?
Baron,
there is no gamer outside of this crumb side community that thinks something is wrong with 1080p. If they really believe something was wrong with that, they wouldn't buy these games.
Baron, it's
just that simple.
Okay, Baron. So next year in 2020, when you got the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Scarlett move into its next generation, and it's obviously for them it's going to be 9th generation, and then the Nintendo will be moving to the 13th generation. Do you think that by not having the proper online channel, by not having a proper voice chat, by not having a standard resolution that most people TVs are capable of, do you think that would ever hinder Nintendo's success?
No, because the Switch already has the standard resolution of most people TVs.
720p.
Regardless of what you think, most people do not have a 4K TV. So regardless of what you believe, that is just a fact. Most people do not have a 4K TV. Next generation, most likely everybody will have a 4K TV by then.
Okay, so next generation.
So you got to stop with the nonsense.
Like, okay, so
what are we doing?
Gonna have 4K console next generation then?
If they decide so,
I'm just trying to figure out when will.
But that you overplaying this 4K thing. It's like that is not that factor is like on the list of top 10 things that the gamers look at when they want to buy a console. Mm-hmm. That's like 19. People don't really give a damn that much about the resolution like that. They really don't.
All right, let me pay these bills real quick. Graphics haven't.
I don't understand why y'all don't understand that.
All right, hold on.
Y'all should know that by now.
So graphics don't matter. Okay.
Kickback said graphics.
Nobody said that either.
Oh, Kickback. I'm paying the bill. Said graphics haven't mattered since the OG NES. Yes, Coco Beware here acting like the Switch is now exempt. Hold on, let me finish paying these bills right quick. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Cake batter. Let me see anybody else. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. SS9 Train. Bear, do you still think Switch will reach 100 million users?
It's very feasible. If they hit 50 million this year, they'll probably hit 100 million. If they hit 50 million by the end of December, they'll reach 100 million because they have so many major titles coming out in 2020, and after that. It's gonna be kind of crazy.
Hey, what do you think that the new Switch, the new rumored Switch Mini or whatever? I think those guys asked Miyamoto or whatever his name was. They asked him about it, and he said he didn't want to talk about it because it would spoil the surprise or some stuff like that.
I have no comment on any damn rumor.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, 99.9% of them are never accurate.
Okay, I know. Okay, so Baron,
so I don't even
like to see from Nintendo on their next console? What would you like to see? You as a gamer.
What is that noise?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out too. I was like, nigga, post up cooking.
Oh, yeah. Post back to killing a live chicken.
Post up sound like he battering a cake or something. What the fuck?
Hold on, let me pay this bill right quick. AP, the shit we get the hell up out of here. AP, they should have said them games are rated high because of children, fuck nigga, not widow neck snapping fuck niggas like you.
So children reviewed the game. Oh, that's good to know.
I bet you ride around in an 88 caravan with switches for kids, fuck niggas.
This man said it's rated high because of children. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
What?
Okay.
So what would you like to see from the next iteration of?
I don't want to look. I'm fine with where we at right now.
Damn, Barry.
If they could bring another system out in 2021, that's how I think that's the right spot for it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Now,
what would you
there's no issue right now. There's no.
What would you want from it? Come on, obviously the frame rates in a lot of games.
I can't really say right now.
Barry, you don't know what you want from.
They're delivering everything I want. They're delivering quality games at an unprecedented rate. Like I don't know what else.
Barry,
I can't really ask for nothing else.
They're charging $60 for games that are under 540p, like in 15 frames. Like
what game are you talking? Wait, what Nintendo game is under 540p that they charge $60 for?
Barry, come on, I got my. You do know I got my.
What Nintendo game are you talking about? Because The Witcher 3 ain't got shit to do with Nintendo.
Oh, here you go, Barry. So you saying
man, let's not
charging?
Do this, man.
What does Nintendo have to do with CD Projekt Red in The Witcher 3?
Oh my god. Okay, so according to Barry. If it's not a game,
man.
if it's not a Mario
what
game,
fuck?
Here how it runs. This is a platform because here's the thing: if we were to use that same excuse for the PlayStation or the Xbox,
an excuse. You trying to blame a company that has nothing to do with that.
You would think differently.
Why are you blaming a company that has nothing to do with that?
I'm blaming you because
I'm blaming me. I made the game now. Now I made the game.
And the Xbox.
I made the game now, huh?
You would have something to say about it. But Nintendo, let them have a catalog of 90% of their games running subpar resolution, subpar
That is
frames.
a lie. Why do you lie like that?
Come on now, Barry.
Why do you lie like that?
What do you
90%?
Come on, Barry.
Really?
Barry, do you
talking about six games or more and you're going to say 90%?
Barry, we
full of shit.
We did this once before, Barry.
Yeah, we did.
We did this once before.
And you look like an ass because you sit up here lying again.
You in denial. This is back when you denied.
No, you are full of shit again.
Here, it's the same shit.
Like, stop it, bro.
Baron, last question.
There's not one game that's been released that is 540p.
Come on,
stop spreading the fucking lies like that.
Hey, I guess Digital Foundry and everybody else lying, right, guys?
You sitting up here, no, ain't nobody else lying. You would never blame Sony for something a third party does. So don't do that to Nintendo.
Stop it. Baron,
exactly.
Let me ask you this. Last question.
Exactly. Dance right around that. Ask me a different question like you usually do.
Listen, everybody already talking about you in the comment section. So I'm just
I don't give a fuck.
Last question.
I really don't. Nintendo has nothing to do with Witcher 3.
Will you be honest?
That is not their game.
Have they made a more powerful console?
Will you be Baron? Will you be honest with yourself and tell them who won the most
awards? Powerful enough.
Well,
Baron,
run the Witcher, right?
Well, its console is power enough because it's games that perform better than The Witcher 3 is performing.
Baron.
But anyway, moving back along.
Okay, back to his question. Baron, the last question.
You don't even know what demanding is.
The last question.
What's your next question?
Baron, will you admit in front of everybody right now with the 2018?
What does this have to do with the discussion?
What game won the most awards?
Again, why do you dance all the time? This has nothing to do with the PS5. This has nothing to do with PS5 launch titles. This has nothing to do with Nintendo Switch. Every time you get proved wrong, you want to dance to something else.
What potential PlayStation 5 game?
Anybody else got any questions?
To 2018.
This man obviously is run dry. He has run dry on questions. Anybody else got any other questions?
I have a question for you, man.
My whole last thing for you. He said Nintendo.
He's dancing.
He said Nintendo.
He's dancing the night away.
Shit is crazy.
In the Nintendo community, man.
All right, hold on 1 second. Before you answer that, Baron, Nintendo was the best back in the NES days, but we all grew up. This fuck nigga man is still living like it's 90p. Grow the fuck up, fuck nigga. Play some graphic games.
Yep.
Before I break your neck. Yo, feel like before I break your neck.
Me and 40 plus million and counting.
Hey, post up. You think you hiding behind the coattails of a Nintendo wrestler? Sit your ass down.
Behind pedophiles,
All right,
yo, so what's up with the pedophiles? Too many pedophiles with the Nintendo community, Baron. What's up with that article that popped up about Nintendo got to do something, bro?
Damn. First Young Buck.
What article about what?
First Young Buck, now Nintendo pedophiles. What the fuck?
But I tagged you in that article. You ain't want to read it. Like,
what article are you talking about?
It's booming in the Nintendo community, bro. What's going on?
I haven't seen that article.
Of course you wouldn't.
Even if that was true, that would be on every major news station on the damn country.
It has been.
So obviously, it must be some isolated incident.
No,
it's not isolated.
Grown men stealing friend code.
What's going on,
bruh? If that was an epidemic, that would be on CNN, Fox News, every news station on the planet. Obviously, that's an isolated incident.
But you know why it's not, right? When we get off the air, I'm gonna tell you.
What the fuck you mean? You know why it's not? Because if it was, it would be on the news.
When we get off the air, Baron.
All right.
I'm gonna explain to you.
There's nothing to explain.
That nigga Kratos
stop being delusional about shit and let it be what it is.
Bro,
the nigga Kratos love John Travolta.
But yet, when it comes to Nintendo,
the nigga Kratos got on the whole John Travolta outfit right now, dancing.
Nigga Post was cooking the whole time. Nigga, what the fuck did you make back there, bro?
I'm helping my girl cook.
Yo, this nigga's
all right, but listen. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we about to get the hell off air. Yeah, we about to get on. Actually, I'm about to be streaming this game here on the PS4. They want me to stream.
Are you and D gonna have that Jesus talk Z or what?
Oh no, we got somebody coming on Expand Your Mind Wednesday, bro.
Oh man,
we got somebody coming on there Wednesday.
Post up. What was you cooking, bro?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Turkey fried pork chops.
I mean, he was banging pots left and right.
Oh, some turkey tacos.
Oh shit, there you go.
Turkey tacos.
Right. You know you're not supposed to be eating that shit, bro.
He was banging them pots, bro. Like, what is
like a Post, bro? Ignoring his doctor's warning and shit.
But yeah,
hey, Post said, fuck that salad.
Yeah, hold on a second. But yeah, listen, I'm gonna be streaming this game here. Let It Die. Be on Twitch with that most likely. So
God damn, PS4 so dry. You streaming Let It Die?
Hey, listen,
I
gotta take it to the business aspect of things, man. I'll be streaming Let It Die. I gotta figure out how to get this chat embedded into my.
Hey. We gotta pay the bills, Z.
Oh man, y'all really gonna say? Oh lord.
What I don't say. Where is that? Let me see. So we gonna act like Jack Moo wasn't beaten. No, that was Jack Moo. After that was Jimmy B. Gayton. That was Jack Moo. Oh man, I don't know what's going. Hey bro, listen here. There's some weird shit going on with that weapon wheel. I told you that shit years ago. You ain't believe me. So there's some weird shit going on over there, bro. Some weird shit. There's some weird shit going on over there, man. Some weird shit. I've been telling you that shit forever, man. What's that? Bond got caught on Grindr or some shit. It's some weird shit going on over there, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, give me a minute. Well, actually, wait for Matt. Give me like no more. I promise, no more than a 30, 40 minutes. Wait for Matt to get home. I gotta find a way to embed this restream chat into my stream. You can be on the screen. They wanted it as part of the business. But it's a game called.
Wait. There's people that actually believe the Switch can't reach 100 million.
Yeah, it can't. Wow. It can't.
Hey, man.
Wow. Even though the Wii did that.
No,
even though I think two or three DSs did that. And y'all think the Switch can't reach 100 million?
None of them outsold PlayStation, so it don't matter.
People got to be the dumbest people.
It don't matter. None of them has outsold the PlayStation 2, so. And then the PlayStation 4 is on track to outsell the PlayStation 2, so yeah, I think PlayStation 4 hit up top out.
Yeah, and the Switch is also on track to outsell that. So. Well, man, the Switch could definitely hit 100 mil, man. It just depends on their 2020 and 2021 lineup. But that 2020 lineup is already legendary. So.
Like I said, when Nintendo moving into their 15th generation, and we moving into the PlayStation 5 and the.
Hey, y'all can move whatever you want, but the best games on the planet is still on my console. So you can make up any mirage you ever want to.
Y'all hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta hear it. I see it.
He okay with it. He ain't got nothing on the Xbox side, so he okay with that. Post up ain't gonna say nothing. You gonna let that fake wrestler muscle you like that? You better stick up for your Xbox, Post.
Hey man, look. He know what Xbox is at. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Xbox in the lab right now trying to reload. Got all them studios and stuff. So trust me, when they start dropping fire out of them studios, he gonna start capping again. Trust me, I know he is.
We gonna sit this one out. I'm just gonna let Nintendo and PS4 go at it. We had to go back to the drawing board.
Wait for E3.
We still Post Up understands we live in a community with people.
I'm leaving it to PS4 and Nintendo. We had to go back to the drawing board, fuck nigga. Hey, man, it's a wrap, bro.
Hey, Baron, real talk. If you could change some stuff about Xbox to make it great again, what would you do?
Oh God. The only thing they need to change, they already addressed. So I really can't say nothing else. They already addressed what they need to change.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, we can't keep pumping out Sea of Thieves and State of Decay. We can't keep doing that. So you brought studios. Now I'm gonna be objective about it. I'm be like, okay, let me see what your studios can do. So that's pretty much the only gripe I have. Everything else is not really an issue.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
What the hell is Animal Farm?
What the hell is that? I don't know what that is.
Like that's a game on Nintendo?
Animal Crossing?
Yeah, Animal Crossing. Yeah, what is that? Animal Crossing.
Look, it's some type of simulator like The Sims. I don't like that shit. I don't know.
Hey, it's like that 1-2 switch. You milking cows.
I can't. I don't know. I can't tell you much about it because I never played it and I don't like it. So.
Hey Baron, did you buy 1-2 switch?
No, I didn't buy 1-2 switch.
You didn't buy that?
Did you buy that Trash Gone? You bought Trash Gone? Of course you bought Trash Gone.
And I'm getting a sequel to it. And I'm getting a sequel to it, sir.
Hey, Post Up. Hey, you remember when they told me Days Gone gonna be so much better than Crackdown 3? Remember that?
It did.
Wait, you said Days Gone is not better than Crackdown?
Yeah.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
You saying Days Gone?
It got a 72. It's 72 Metacritic. It's getting a sequel.
Bro.
Come on. Crackdown.
You listen. You cannot praise a turd over diarrhea. I'm sorry. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. I'm not going to accept that. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Okay. So 72.
I'm done.
You're not going to praise a turd over diarrhea. Sorry.
Hey, we gotta pay the bill. Let me pay the bill. Yobo 1245 with the $5. He said to J-Dub, in order to make Xbox great again, you got an 86 Phil, Aaron Greenberg, Shannon Loftus, Mikey Barra, and Matt Booty. Hey, I've been saying that. They need to get rid of that whole team, man. Team.
I do think Aaron Greenberg need to go because as far as what he's been doing on the marketing,
Greenberg under the bus. You better.
No. I've always said that. As far as the marketing,
we said that y'all was gonna choose either Shannon Loftus or Mikey Barr to throw under the bus in order to save Phil.
No, Shannon Loftus already lost her position. She's over there with the what's her name studio.
Listen, in every company, the head guy have to take that bullet. Phil got
Shannon Loftus is now running the Age of Empire studio. She's no longer.
Yo, your bot look crazy.
Damn, he sound like Nintendo Switch online system.
Leave Poster. What the hell?
Hey Z, I think we done, Z.
Yeah, we done.
He's talking from the X Cloud. That's what he's talking from.
Yo.
He's
talking from the X Cloud.
Dash, I want to come right now. B9. Hold up. Let's go to B9. What's it? B9 7 B9 7.
They're still buying after leaving and coming back.
Post Up, man. You gotta hop out. I can hop back in. I think. Man, you sound.
We wrapping up.
You sound like I Am Robot right now, bro. Like, what is going on?
They sound crazy, man. But anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking out. Like I said, I'll be back online streaming this game here. What the hell is this goddamn game? Let's Fight or some shit, 3-3 game. I gotta take it to business aspect. So give me about an hour. I'm trying to figure out how to get this restream chat in my chat, and then I'll be right back online. That's probably not even an hour. I'm waiting for Mass, you know. It's not letting me add it to a browser, so I don't know what the hell's going on here. But we out of here, man. It's your boy Next to 720. Yeah. Let me see. How the hell I end this over here? I can't even see the damn end button. Here we go. In.
Yo,